Chevrolet's Power Price Truck and Crossover event featuring new 18 Silverado Double Cab LTs. Power Lease, $259 per month lease. Power Price, $32,490. New 18 Silverado Crew Cabs. Power Lease, $429 per month lease. Power Price, $36,490. Over 170 Traverse, Equinox, and Trax available. With 12 going on 13 years of year-over-year sales records, Schottenkirk knows how to sell Chevys. Schottenkirk Chevy, Waukee. Chevy, find new roads. WaukeeChevy.com.
Here's to everyone who believes in competition and good sportsmanship, who knows it's not about the trophies or the medals, but rather the lessons learned. For those who understand, it's not whether you win or lose, just that you give your best. So go ahead, lace them up, take the field, have fun, and play. For the experience, for the memories, for the love of the game. Shields.
We might not always know what the day will bring, but some things are certain. The sun will rise and your lights will go on. That's because at MidAmerican Energy, we're obsessively, relentlessly committed to providing you energy when and where you need it, to connecting with you and keeping our communities safe and strong. Because the most important thing we put our energy into is you. We're obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Miss your hometown clothing store? The one that had it all? Everything to get the work done, all in one place? G&L Clothing is your hometown Iowa store. Stop in and see us. Or we're only a click or phone call away. Family owned for nearly a century. G&L Clothing, 1801 Ingersoll, Des Moines.
G&L Clothing, your size, your style, we've got it all.
It's time now for Waukee High School football on the Central Iowa Sports Network. CISN.TV is Iowa's premier source for live-streamed high school football. The football on CISN.TV is brought to you by Atlantic Bottlers, Schottenkirk Chevrolet, Shields, the Better Business Bureau, G&L Clothing. Now let's go to our CISN.TV team for Waukee Warrior football.
Good evening and welcome to Waukee High School and Waukee Stadium. Dar Danielson with you here tonight alongside Laura Leonard as we get ready for another CISN TV high school football broadcast. And Laura, I keep saying this, in the early season, a lot of good games, strong matchups, but we're finding that now with the new district format that a lot of these really good teams are meeting early on.
Well, and I think it plays an important part for down the road as well, where sometimes the early games in the early season really didn't have that much meaning, and now they do with all the new system and the RPI set in place.
We have tonight Waukee rated 8 in both polls. Valley is 1 in the one poll and 2 in the other poll, and Bettendorf's over there at either 1 or 2, and it's kind of hard sometimes to tell for us because we don't see them play all that often. We've seen a little bit of the eastern side of the schools here in the last couple of weeks. Valley handled Cedar Rapids Kennedy pretty well. Waukee went on the road and got a big win on the road in Cedar Rapids.
Well, and that had to help their confidence too, because they've had a really tough schedule up to this point. To be able to go over there and get a big win and do it with their defense, the offense came to life, and that's something that they've needed to have. And the offense has really each and every game just gotten better and better for Waukee.
Let's talk a little bit about our keys to the game tonight, brought to you by Schottenkirk Chevrolet.
Well, I think definitely with Valley, it's their defense, and that's what they've done all season long. 3 games, they've only given up 13 points in their 3 games, so the defense is very solid. They have a nice 1-2 punch with their quarterback in Bo Lombardi and the running back Trey Fugate. They can get them going like they've been going. They're going to be tough to stop.
And for Waukee, the quarterback, again, is the key for them, as he's came into his own last year and maybe a little bit of a slow start, but that could be the overall competition for the whole team this year.
I think that's exactly what it is. He's off to a slow start. He's a runner, but he's a passer as well. He hasn't been able to get going on either really one of those fronts, but the defense has been so tough that he has faced. It's not going to get any easier here tonight, but if he can get loose, if they can show a few new wrinkles in that offense tonight to get him free, that's definitely going to help their offense.
Well, this is the final game before district play, and then the winner of the district gets the automatic bid into the playoffs. Then we go by an RPI, and when you look at the RPI, both these teams got to feel pretty good because Valley's in the latest one 7, Waukee is 8, so they're right up there in the top 10.
Yeah, that definitely has to make them feel good going into that now the 4th game of the season. That's going to play a huge part, and I think the schedule, especially for Waukee, has played an important part in that RPI ranking. Valley has just done it. They're 3-0, and so it's something that you're going to look at as the season progresses. That RPI is going to be a huge factor who makes the playoffs.
Well, the weather tonight, 83 and breezy. Kind of warm up here. The breeze isn't getting into the press box too much, is it?
It's a little warmer than 83 right now, believe me, but once that sun sets, it's going to get cool.
Yeah, you might notice both of us are glistening just a bit here tonight. Weather brought to you by G&L Clothing this evening. I did get a chance to talk with both the coaches leading into this matchup tonight. We'll take a break and we'll come back and we'll hear from both the head coaches of these two teams coming up after this on CISN.TV.
Moms typically get to make a majority of the healthcare decisions for their family. That can be a lot of pressure, but not for me, because I know the choice is ours. For medical tests like MRIs, X-rays, CAT scans, and of course mammograms, ask your doctor to refer you to Iowa Radiology. They work around our hectic schedules. They're the best at what they do, and they're so great with my family. They truly care, and it shows. Visit iowaradiology.com or call to schedule an appointment. Iowa Radiology. Our focus is your good health.
The other guys, they think they know what special means. At Godfather's Pizza, we do special, and we do it better. We add the T. There's a Godfather specialty pizza with your name on it. Classic combo, all meat combo, hot stuff, taco, yeah, even veggie and more. All of them piled high with the best toppings and 100% real cheese. Treat yourself special. Order specialty pizzas from Godfather's Pizza.
Welcome back to the press box here at Waukee. Yesterday, got a chance to talk with both of these coaches, and we'll hear first tonight from top-ranked undefeated Valley coach Gary Swenson.
Well, Coach, 3-0 starting off the season here, and that's where you want to be record-wise. But overall, looking at your team, how you looking as far as health-wise and everything else, and where you want to be at this point in the season?
Well, we're happy to have won those 3 games, and I think we beat good teams. So that's a positive thing. We're just like any other team at this point. We still got a ton of work to do. We've got to get better in certain areas, and we expected that. So we're early in the year, the way the 4A schedules work out with everybody front loading probably the most competitive part of their schedule. You've got to try to get better as you win, if you can. And sometimes that works, sometimes it doesn't. I'm sure we're still going to have nights when we're not at our best, and then are we good enough to win those games? That's the question, and that's what will reveal itself to us as we go. But we stayed away from the big crippling season-ending injury, but those, unfortunately, that's still part of football. Those can happen at any time, practice or game. So, all in all, we're satisfied that we've been able to make the progress we have, while we know that we still got a lot to do.
And you face, you've going up some, you talked about it, good teams here in the schedule. Waukee's another one of those teams that, good overall team, some good athletes there, good size and everything. So another big challenge here Friday night, isn't it?
Yeah, they lost their opener to Dowling, which I don't think, that would be no surprise when Dowling beats anybody. They're just that good of a team year in and year out. So, but then Waukee came back and went on the road 2 weeks in a row against good teams and won convincingly. I wouldn't have given them much chance going over to Prairie to win the game, let alone dominate them like they did, because Prairie's a good football team. So we know that they're a good team and capable of beating us and anybody else. So I'm hoping we play a really good game, and we'll need to win.
What do you see as the keys for your team to have that good game?
Well, we've been on the plus side of turnovers so far. I think if you can do that, you have a chance. And from a penalty standpoint, we got a ways to go there. We've hurt ourselves at times with holding calls, but so do other people. I mean, those things just happen, especially if you have any young players up front on offense. Sometimes they have to learn how to keep their feet moving after they make contact so that those hands don't slip outside the cylinder and get that obvious holding call. But I think we're +6 on the turnover ratio for the year, and gosh, if we could stay at that or better, I like our chances to win any game.
Now, this is a final non-district game here, and then do you look at that any different, or is it just, is there a preseason, district season, or do you just want to develop throughout here, and how do you address that the way the schedule sets up?
Well, yes, to part of that question, we do want to continue to develop throughout, but in the past, you could look at these district games as just good competition because they didn't count in your playoff qualification. Now every game counts, and you have to look at them just like any of your district games. The only difference is when you get into district play, you're trying to win the district, which gives you an automatic qualifying spot. But you have to approach these first four like they have the same meaning that a big game in your district has, because they do when it comes to, I would assume, most teams, and we're no different. You're playing for the end of the year when the qualification and the elimination games come, and that's when you want to be at your best, but you can't take half the year getting there. You're never going to get a chance to compete in the playoffs.
All right, Coach, we appreciate you taking a little time with us here, and good luck. Now it's time to hear from the head coach who's hosting tonight's ball game here in Waukee. Here's my conversation with head coach Scott Carlson. Well, you guys went on the road and picked up a big victory here heading into this ball game. That's got to give you a big boost to get one on the road and then get one on the road against a good quality team, huh?
Yes, definitely. Last weekend at Prairie, we didn't really know what to expect. Being in a place where we'd never been before, playing a team we'd never played before, that played a pretty unique style. A lot of challenges for us last week as it comes to preparing. So we felt really good getting out of there with a win and against what we felt is a pretty quality football team.
So through 3 games, how are you health-wise and everything as you move into this one?
I think all things considered, the old dreaded knock on wood here, but we're in a pretty good place. I think a lot of teams probably, they're playing some pretty tough teams right now, are all facing, the bumps and bruises and kind of the typical things that you would be at this stage in the game. But all things taken into account, we feel like we're in a pretty good place moving into, the final game of non-district play, and hopefully we can stay the same way as we enter in week 1 of the district play.
And you enter this final week, it's not an easy game. Not an easy you haven't had an easy pre-district schedule, and this one's no different with Valley coming in right at number 1 or number 2 in the polls, depending on how you look at it. And so, what do you got to do to beat Valley here in this ball game?
Well, I think to compete with Valley, number 1, you have to play excellent football on both sides of the ball in all phases, including the special teams. And one of the things that you find out against teams like Valley, they're outstanding at creating turnovers, and when you look at them statistically in terms of the takeaways and the giveaways, you're going to find that they do a very fine job being in the plus column in that category. And so for us, I think that's a huge key, is just making sure that we don't have any self-inflicted turnovers to start with, and then number 2, that we're able to be very good at taking care of the ball, because as I said, they have that's just something I think the Valley really prides itself on, and generally speaking, they do a fine job with that.
And I guess staying close is the key. You get behind against a good team, especially when a bigger team and can grind it, and that becomes a big issue, doesn't it? Because you're always playing catch-up.
Well, for sure. Yeah, anytime. I mean, nobody wants to come from behind to win a game anyway, because depending on how far behind you get, you start doing things that you normally don't do, things that are maybe out of the comfort zone of your kids, things that you're not 100% certain that you have great confidence in, but you feel you need to take those chances. So you're exactly right. You don't want to get yourself in a situation where you're a 2 or 3 touchdown deficit and looking down the barrel of a pretty tough, maybe one of the best defenses, if not the best defense in the state right now, and having to take chances that you don't want to take. So, as I said, you really need to do a good job. I think you have to manage, your clock management is going to be essential. You need to make sure that your offense is doing some good things, and if nothing else, you're able to flip the field a few times in any given half.
All right, Coach. Well, we'll see you later tonight, and good luck here against Valley.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
That's our pregame visit with the 2 head coaches. We'll take a break and be back with more here on CISN.TV.
Welcome back to Waukee Stadium. Dar Danielson, Laura Leonard here as we're getting ready for CISN.TV football here tonight. And while we're talking about it, there's could be a whole different mix at the top of 4A after tonight. You have number 1 Valley here at number 8 Waukee. Bettendorf is at number 3 Cedar Falls. Number 2 Bettendorf, number 3 Cedar Falls. Then you have Dowling Catholic is number 4 at number 5 Ankeny Centennial, or Centennial's at Dowling, I guess. So, week 4, we talked about a lot of good matchups coming into week 4 here in the 4A.
Well, it certainly is, and there's a lot of top teams going head-to-head that's going to make a difference not only in the rankings, but then again in that RPI system that we're talking about that's going to play a part down the stretch. So a lot of good matchups to keep our eye on tonight.
This Waukee team, with their RPI, you can't say, well, the second loss, this is a must-win game for them, but it still is a game where beating a Valley or beating a Dowling for Waukee is one of those program wins where they show that, yeah, we do belong up in that same sentence with Valley and Dowling, which they've dominated Class 4A in the title matches here in the last,
5 years.
5 for Dowling, and then the Valley one, it was like they've won 8 out of the last 10 or something like that between the two of them, I think it is.
Right.
Yeah.
No, and it is a statement game, I think, for Waukee. I mean, if they can get the win here tonight, that definitely puts a feather in their cap, and I think then that will get them rolling for the rest of the season. They're a young team, so they're growing up with each and every game.
And home game here, a big crowd of purple down in front of us, and they've got the good seats because they're in the shade right now. Valley in the park, a little shade over there, but it's actually a little warm when you're in the sun, and there's a bit of a breeze out here, but still, again, a beautiful fall night for football.
It's perfect night for football. I think that's done by design to put the opponent's fans in the sun, wear them down early before this game gets started, and take a little bit of the enthusiasm out of them. But it's a great crowd. It's a great game, and I think that this is going to be a fun one to watch.
Wear them down is what Valley will try to do here tonight. We're winding down on the clock, so let's do this. We'll take a final break here. We'll come back and be ready for the kickoff after this on CISN.TV.
Building a strong community doesn't happen overnight. It takes a vision for the future, the ability to turn a challenge into a success, and individuals who inspire new generations of growth. Greater Des Moines has done a lot of growing over the years, and so have we. At Brick Gentry Law, your success is something that we create together. Thank you for making us a part of your community. Thank you for 50 years.
So the captains are down on the field right now here at Waukee. Looks like Waukee will defer and kick off to Valley. That might be a good thing. We talked about the Valley defense. Give it to their offense. Let your defense come out first, Laura.
Yeah, and maybe set the tone. And instead of allowing the Tigers to get out there with their very good defense and go 3 and out, go ahead and put them on offense. See if your defense can do the same thing.
And I had a coach always talk about that. We want to go defense first because we could get out there on defense. You're hitting somebody, you're getting those nerves out and kind of, getting ready. Then other teams, they like to take the ball and go with it, but tonight it'll be Valley receiving the ball. And when you look at Valley, you have Bo Lombardi at quarterback, Trey Fugates the running back. Both of them have had good games here. A couple good receivers too in Jack Johnson, Grant Clark. Creighton Mitchell will be in the slot there. The tackles or the line rather, the tackle Jake Remsburg, 6'6", 300-pound junior. Mason Ayers, a 6'1", 265-pound junior. Zach Shaner, a 6'1", 210 junior. Guard is Carter Lawrence, 6'2", 255-pound junior. Logan Mueller, 6'3", 320-pound junior at the other tackle. Tight end Nicky Arain, 6'7", 235-pound junior. Back deep is Trey Fugate, Ryan New, and Creighton Mitchell for Valley as we're ready to kick it off. Valley in the white on the left side of your screen. Waukee in the dark uniforms, the purple helmets. As we're ready for number 1 against number 8 here. Waukee, here's the boot. Going to be taken just short of the goal line by Fugate. Up across 15, 20, cuts it through 25, up to the 30, almost up to the 34. So a good 33-yard return to the kick.
Yeah, I think Fugate had a little trouble with the Suns seeing that ball initially, but caught it right at the goal line and picked his way right up the middle, avoided some tacklers, and had a nice return to get the Valley Tigers started.
So they'll mark it at the 33, make it a 32-yard return.
First and 10 Tigers from the Valley 33.
Valley first and 10 at the 33. Bo Lombardi brings them out. It'll be Trey Fugate in the backfield with him. Looks like Ryan New to this side, 2 receivers to the left. See the slot in motion, fakes the handoff, gives it up the middle, up to the 40, go off a tackle, breaks outside 50, 45, 40. Trey Fugate is pushed out of bounds, and there's a flag down at the 37. So that may come back a little ways, so we'll see what the call is on that.
I think I saw holding, I'm not sure if that's what it's going to be from that spot or not, but what a good job of bouncing off tacklers. Fugate didn't go down.
And even there, it was marked at the 32, and they'll bring it back 10 for the flag at the 30, what about the 37? So back to the 47.
So still make some headway, get a nice gain out of it, even would have been better without the penalty.
Makes it a 43-yard pickup, if my math is correct.
Since the holding penalty was downfield.
And a lot of that was yards after contact, Laura, as he hit the defenders here and bounced out.
Well, and that's what you want to do. Keep the legs churning and don't go down on the initial contact. And Fugate did that, just bounced right off the tackler.
Fugate, a deep back once again. Pitch back to him, looking to the left, gets a block on the outside and almost gets the corner turn, but he's going to pick up good yardage on first down. About 7.
The whole offensive line just moved that way as Lombardi goes under center and then pitches out to Fugate, and they just run it to the left side.
Well, they got Nate Wilcoxon, that slot back up there, and then Fugate is behind Lombardi. Lombardi drops back, wings it out to the right side of the slot. Creighton Mitchell knocked down, incomplete.
Had blockers in front of him too. I think maybe took his eye off the pass, dropped it as he saw a lot of green in front of him.
3rd and 4 at the 41. For Valley on their opening drive. Picked up a first down on the first play, a 43-yard run by Fugate. Now they're getting the play from the sideline. Lombardi talking to the running backs. He has 2 receivers there to his left. He'll drop back and hands it off. Fugate looking for room, and he's hammered down there by Sam Yeway.
Read that perfectly, was waiting right there, didn't get fooled by anything, wrapped up and pulled Fugate down.
So it'll be a loss of 3.
Well, that's a big stop for this defense because the Valley offense was marching. They were moving the ball down the field with pretty much ease, and the defense steps up and forces the punt.
Cole Peterson into punt. Oh, Oh, that was close to being blocked. We got a good high spiral. Fair catch called for it. Then it takes a Waukee bounce and bounces up to the 11. So,
boy, Trey Hardy was right in there, so close to the block. I don't think he got a piece of it, but he was putting some pressure on Peterson.
So it'll be Waukee 1st and 10 at their own 10.
1st and 10 Waukee from the Warriors' 10-yard line.
So that'd be a 43-yard punt. Here's Waukee. Randall keeps it, finds some room, cuts it up across the 25, and his ankle tackled down there by, I think it's Carson Shelton.
Jude Urak.
Jude Urak.
I think that was a touchdown-saving tackle, too. Just got him around the ankles, and that's exactly what Waukee needs to have.
And there's a flag down as the man goes in motion. It was Zach Eaton. They are missing tonight Blake Espelin, who is out with an injury. He was their starting running back. And penalty on Waukee.
5-yard penalty, 1st and 15.
5-yard, 1st and 15, back to the 17. Mitch Randall, Yehweh, the running back, fakes it to Yehweh, cuts up into the middle, and then runs into the big wall of white shirts there. You got Nick Butoff, C.J. Stillman, Jacob McCutton, and Logan Krausman, the defensive front there. Avery Bonacci, Carson Shelton, Bracken Cobb, the linebacking core. Clayson Adamson, John Shaner, Jude Urak, and Roy Jensen. There's a shotgun snap, winged it outside. Good move in by Yehweh. And he'll pick up a couple yards there on the swing pass. And that gets it into a manageable 3rd down, Laura.
And that's what you want to do after the penalty, and you put yourself behind the chains. You want to just work your way methodically to get yourself into a position where it's an easy opportunity or a makeable chance to get that 1st down.
3rd and 6 at the 19. There's the snap, fake, throws across the middle, has his man. Out there, Zach Eaton for the 1st down up to the 34-yard line.
Nice fake into the middle of the line, and then just steps up and throws a bullet over the middle for the 1st down.
And I think that's what, when you get Randall starting out running, that opens up those passing lanes a little more, doesn't it?
You've got to set it up that way. You've got to set up the run, and he's been able to get loose, so you have to respect that. And if he shows run and then steps up and passes, defense might not be ready for it.
This time gives it to Yehweh. He turns the corner, 40, 45, and gets tackled at the 47-yard line, 48-yard line there. Yehweh, and looks like he was injured on the tackle. He's staying down there.
Well, that doesn't look good. It looks like he grabbed his knee. I know Sam Odell was out there trying to make the block.
And if he gets that block, Yehweh's probably down the border into the end zone, isn't he?
Yes, he would. If he would have been able to get that block, Yehweh would have been gone for the touchdown. Instead, I think everybody got all tangled up, and the result, he's laying on the ground, possible knee injury.
So 8:44 to go here, no score. They're working on Yehweh. Let's do this. Let's take a break. While they're working on him, we'll do that, and we'll come back with more on CISN.TV.
Hi, I'm Chris from Fireplace Superstore. September and October are the best times of year to sit outside, and we still have a great selection of 2018 merchandise, like this OWLE Deep Seating group. Or maybe you'd prefer wicker, like this North Cape group. And fire pits. There's nothing better than sitting out on the deck in the fall with a nice fire going. But get here soon, because the sold tags are coming out quick, and you don't want to be too late.
For great deals on great furniture, come to Fireplace Superstore.
There's no doubt about it. Saving feels great. At Mid-American Energy, we love saving too. Saving the environment by supporting tree planting, which improves air quality. Saving money by investing in wind energy, which keeps rates low. And saving you energy by providing tips to help make your home more energy efficient. Which means you can take those savings and put your energy into having fun. Saving definitely feels great. So does being obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Back here at Waukee, you see Sam Yeway coming off, and we talked about it. Blake Espelin already out at that running back spot. Gets him a little thin back there for Waukee.
Well, and I think that's going to put a little more pressure then on Mitch Randall in the backfield. He's going to have to take over a lot of those running duties.
First and 10 Warriors from the Waukee 49-yard line.
So 1st and 10 after the run by Yeway. At the 49 for Waukee. Fake, looking deep, throws it over as a man. Odell catches it and goes down at the 4. What a play. Good defense there, but perfectly thrown ball, Laura.
It was, and I'll tell you what, it was a little hitch and then go. And Odell with a fantastic catch over the top of the defense.
46-yard pass to Odell makes it 1st and 10 at the 4. Well, looks like that deferment could pay off here. We don't want to speak too early. They're not in the end zone, but so far it's played out, I think, the way Waukee's wanted it to.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, again, have the opportunity to play a little defense and shake some of the jitters out and then allow your defense to get the stop, get the offense out there and rolling. And the mindset of this offense may have to change a little bit with Yeway out, and they may have to go more to the passing game.
And I think that may be why they had to call the timeout. They got out there and they were looking at plays, and then with him out of there too, you had to who's in and who's going to do what. You might have to think about that play a little bit more without your top running back in there.
And you would think this close to the end zone, you're going to think run first probably if you have a good running back like Yeway, and then you have Randall as well. So without the 1-2 running attack, good time to take a timeout and talk about things and how you're going to try to push this into the end zone to get the early lead.
Going back to Sam Odell, I've been impressed with him just a couple games I've seen. The 6'3", 181-pound junior has really made some nice catches for them. That one there, he ran a good route. You got Zach Eaton also, the 6'1" senior, or 6-foot senior there. So they come out in a full house backfield here behind Randall. He hands it to the deep back as Eaton comes in to the backfield there with Yeway out, and he loses a couple yards.
They tried to go right up the middle, and it was stuffed right at the line of scrimmage. Lost a couple, actually.
So it makes it 2nd and...
Loss of 2 on the play, 2nd and goal.
Goal at the 6.
Again, you feel like maybe a little confusion on offense here.
Yeah, because they're switching out a little bit. They've got Lindquist, looks like, in there at the running back with Randall as the play clock down to 4. Here's the snap. Randall rolls right, throws, hits his man out there. Touchdown! Cole Romdahl, the fullback slot, gets the touchdown from 6 yards out, the pass from Randall.
Romdahl was the man in motion. He just went across the line of scrimmage, and then they roll out Randall. He dumps it over the top, and Romdahl was able to get into the corner of the end zone.
And there again, you gotta pay attention to Randall, because he could have easily, swept it around the end himself on a bootleg, and he pulls the defense in, but gets the pass to Romdahl. And extra point coming here from Jaden. He boots it through. And that makes it 7-0. Waukee with 7:21 to play. Let's take a quick break. We'll be back with a kickoff after this.
Why do I look for the seal? It's about trust. Whether I'm buying a car, hiring a contractor, finding a tax preparer, or an honest mechanic, the Better Business Bureau's seal means this business meets high standards. When I see the seal, I know I'll get what I pay for. No more taking chances and no more worries. And I feel good about supporting local businesses. My life is so much easier knowing I can always trust BBB accredited businesses. It pays to look for the seal. See for yourself at bbb.org/Iowa.
Back at Waukee, the Warriors strike first here against Valley. And a couple big pass plays, and then the final pass play. Randall to Rondahl from 6 yards out for the touchdown. And Laura just, Randall ran that offense very well, didn't he?
I thought he did, and I think he read, especially that last play, I think you're right. He either could have run it in, depending on how the defense was playing, or dump it over the top for the pass. So he read it the right way, made the pass, and got the touchdown. So he is showing his confidence as the season goes on.
And it'll be Jaden to kick it off here. I can say that. Taken by Fugate. Back about the 4. Fugate finds a little alley out there. There's a flag down low behind him, so this one's going to come back. Flag down at the 21. And it'll be the second time a good play by Fugate's been brought back a ways by a penalty. That first big run he had a penalty.
Yeah, he's been finding some openings on the 2 kickoffs. He's been able to get some good yardage, but this one's going to be moved back because of holding, I believe.
Yep, so that's flags at the 21, so they'll move it back to the 11. So there again, exactly what Waukee wants to. Let Valley start deep in their own territory, trailing here. And we'll see how the senior Bo Lombardi responds.
Yeah, this is going to be an important drive for the Tigers because they did give up the 7 points pretty easily, and now they need to respond.
Here's Lombardi. Fugate in behind him. Hands it off, looking for room, and is hit immediately, stacked up there by Trey Hardy. And I think, was it Morrison too? Yep. Trey Hardy, the linebacker. Morrison came up from that free safety spot and tagged him and make sure he was dropped after 1.
Well, and you have to key in, I think, on the running game of Fugates, and that's what the defense is doing right now. And the last 2 runs from scrimmage for Valley, Waukee has stopped him cold.
Tight formation, they hand it off to Fugate. Fugate looking for a room over that right side and squirms through there, gets up to about the 17. Pick up a 5.
Well, we chatted a little bit about the defense for Waukee. Over the course of the season in 3 games, the first game of the season they gave up 48 to Dowling Catholic, 14 in the next game to Southeast Polk, and only 6 to Cedar Rapids Prairie. So defensively, they're starting to come together as a group, and they're showing it here tonight.
Lombardi sends trips to the left this time. Looks like a little confusion by the Waukee defense. They get somebody over to cover it. Fake to Fugate. Throw to the man in behind there, and he slips a tackle and spins around and is able to get up. Creighton Mitchell, I think. Yep, the slot, and he'll get the first down there. So that time they set up 3 wide, send 2 deep, and throw it back to the Mitchell in behind. And he picks up the first down. 1st and 10 at the 23. 5:46 to play. First quarter, Valley trailing here.
Oh, by doing that, you get the blocking downfield, and if you get it out there in the flat, nobody around, you can run all day.
They bring that other running back up in there in the eye now. Wilcoxon. And off to Fugate. Off that block. Man, he powers through there up to the 31 and punishing the defender that time.
I'm telling you, you have to be ready to hit him because he's going to run you over.
Picks up 8. 2nd and 2 at the 31. Same power formation here again for Valley. Fugate deep. He'll get the handoff again. Bounces off, slides up ahead, and it'll be close to the first down. The way the official on the far side is standing, looks like he probably has it. Yep, and they're going to move the chain, so 1st and 10 for Valley.
Tigers staying primarily with the running game, and it's worked so far so well for them.
And they're going to stay with that tight formation, just offset the fullback a little bit this time. Fake the handoff to Fugate. Looking downfield. Lombardi will scramble. Still going. Keeps his eyes downfield. Throws it short, and it's picked off. Aaron Smith with the interception.
You almost feel like Lombardi could have run that.
Yeah.
You know, and I think he felt like he could get it over the top of the defense. There's a little bit of a wobbly pass. Didn't have enough behind it. And nice interception and good defense.
One thing I noticed about him last week, when he is scrambling, he does keep his eyes downfield, but there's a time, too, when you got to look and say, hey, I can get the first down and not go for the deep ball. You're right there. It almost looked like he might have had a chance to do that. 1st and 10 at the 35 for Waukee. There's a handoff. And is that Yehweh back in there? Yep, that's good to see. Sam Yehweh back in the ball game. Although the Valley defense not any kinder to him that time,
No.
dropping for a 5-yard loss.
Yeah, Bracken Cobb was the first one to get in there. Got a piece of his jersey and held him up and allowed his teammates to come in and finish it up.
So makes it 2nd and 10 at the 15, or the 20. Hand off to Yehweh again. He's looking for room. That's the 30-yard line. I can read the numbers here. The trouble is our cameraman Connor's standing right in front of us here tonight, the way we're at. He's got a big head.
Apparently he didn't hear you
No, he
because you
didn't hear
didn't
me.
get a bad
Well,
look.
he probably has, and he's ignored me. He's worked with me enough already to know. Up to the 31-yard line, or 36-yard line. So that brings up a 3rd and long here for Waukee. So we'll see if Valley can hold after the turnover. Oh, low snap, and there's a flag down. I think they're going to blow that dead before, which actually might help Waukee
I
here.
think it'll be a break for Waukee if that's the case.
Yep. Procedure, and I think it may have been a case of lineman jumping. The center said, I'm going to snap it so we don't get the penalty, but Randall was going to go down on that. That would have been a loss and brought it up a 4th down, but at least now it's 3rd and 14.
Well, blessing in disguise for Waukee because they get the opportunity to run 3rd down again, even though it's 3rd and long.
And so to be back at the 31 now.
We had a stoppage in play, and I don't know if there's some question as to the spot of the
Spot
ball.
where it was, yeah. If it was a procedure, it would have been marked from the line of scrimmage, which was
just inside.
36. It was at the 36, and if you
Yeah.
did 5, that'd be the 31. That'd be right. I think they were talking about that.
3rd and 14.
So they're going to clear the backfield out. 3 receivers right, 2 left. The 2 backs, Martinez and Yehweh, split to the left. Randall drops back, looking. Wings it out long across the middle, looking for Odell, and just a little long that time. But I like that. He put it out there where Odell had a chance, but it wasn't underthrown where the defender had a chance.
It was a nice pass just right down the middle of the field, just a little over the outstretched arms of the receiver.
And it looked like he had a fairly good amount of time back there, Laura.
He did, and was not a whole lot of pressure. They were coming on the corners, but didn't get there in time. He was able to let that fly.
Carson Shelton and Ryan New back deep to receive the punt. And it's a low kick that bounces at the 45 and then is taken out of bounds there by Shelton. But that one was low, and it's going to result in pretty good field position. The best starting field position of a drive, I think, here for Valley here with 3:04 to play in the first quarter. They trail 7-0. It'll be 1st and 10 at the 36.
Well, an opportunity for Valley now with good starting position to just get some momentum, and they really haven't seemed to been in sync yet in their first 2 drives.
The runs, it was run, and the runs were going well, and then they tried the deep pass, and it got picked off. So we'll see now what Bo Lombardi does this time. That little pistol formation, throws it right out there. Wings it out and backing over, getting a few extra yards. Going down is Creighton Mitchell. And Mitchell picks up about 8, 2nd and 2 at the 44.
This might be an opportunity for Valley to just short passes over the middle and then come back with the running game.
Here's a handoff, Fugate up the middle, breaks through, breaks a tackle, cuts outside, has a block, 25, 20, 15, and is he going to bust through? No, he's out of bounds on the far side. Looked like he might have broken through that last tackle, but the official on the far side said he stepped out about the 6, but it'll be 1st and goal at the 6. Well, when in doubt, hand it off to Trey Fugate.
That's exactly right. Big hole up the middle. And he just got through everybody and then made contact right at the 5-yard line or 6-yard line.
And Aaron Smith came over there and got him slowed up enough to get him stopped. So 1st and 10 here. Hand off and hammered down. Fugate right in the middle there isn't going to get much, if anything.
And Caleb Paulus was right in there to clog up the middle.
We'll bring up 2nd down and goal at the 6. And Lombardi back in there with Fugate. 2 receivers to each side. Sends a receiver in motion. Fakes that jet sweep. Looking. Lombardi. He'll get up. Now he's going down.
He's so big and strong.
Yeah,
and
he's
just
a big
kept
guy.
going.
He's a wrestler. He's like, 6'3", 230. So he's not easy to bring down. He's got that good balance of a wrestler down there. And I didn't want to say he was down before he was starting to go down, and then they held him. So, but 3rd and 12, Valley going in the wrong direction here. 3rd and goal at the 12 for the Tigers.
Well, and you have to figure if they don't make it here, I think that they would go for it on 4th down.
There's Fugate in there. They got the fullback in there, Wilcoxon. Rolling right, rolling, throwing, and knocked away at the last minute by Aaron Smith. Or no, that was 6, not 5. Tanner Ellis, yep.
Yeah.
I thought it was Aaron Smith, but it was Tanner Ellis, number 6, not 5.
It was intended for Parker Marshall.
So let's see what they do here if Cole Peterson.
Set up for the field goal.
We got him 4 of 5 with a long of 43 on the season. This one to be marked at the 20 or the 19 for a 29-yard field goal. Up and good. So with 46 and a half seconds to play here, it's a 29-yard field goal by Peterson. And that makes it 7-3. Let's keep it right here. Well, a victory in a sense for Waukee, and the defense held them to 3 there.
Well, yeah, Valley was knocking on the door, and a really good defensive stand by Waukee, and able to push them back and force that field goal. So I thought they might, if they stayed around that 5-yard line, that they might go for it on 4th down, but since they got pushed back, they opted for the field goal and just put points on the board.
That was Thorson. I was trying to figure out which number that was, too. He sent me, I can't find it in my email, he sent me that Thorson would be wearing a different number. Kickoff taken at the 8. Spun around up to the 25 and then pulled down at the 27.
Antoine Watson doing a good job of, again, yards after contact, and runs right into the middle of a whole lot of white jerseys and spins off of it and gains about 6-7 more yards.
So 1st and 10 at the 27. I think their first drive they went 89 yards. Started at their 11. Here they're starting at their 27, leading 7-3 still. Wings it outside. Up across, breaks free. 50, 40, 30, 20. Knocked around, can he get through? Gets through! Touchdown! Zach Gaines with the touchdown.
Great blocking out in front, and then Zach Gaines does it the rest of the way, is able to shed a tackler to get himself into the end zone. But what a great setup. Probably not intended to go the entire distance, but they had such good blocking, and down the sidelines he was free.
And then he slowed down here late, the guy that had a chance to knock him out, and
just bounced off of him.
And a chance for Jaden to kick it again here to put him up 14-3. And it's good. 14-3, Waukee. We'll take a break, come back with more after this on CISN.TV.
Every month or so, there's another story in the media about when and how often we need to get our mammograms. Kind of confusing. When this happens, I like to consult with experts. So I called Iowa Radiology. They recommend women get an annual mammogram starting at age 40. They know that it's the best way to detect cancers early and save lives. And that's good enough for me. Visit iowaradiology.com or call to schedule your mammogram. Iowa Radiology, our focus is your good health.
Back here at Waukee, well, Laura, about a switch at 23 seconds there. Flurry of scoring. Valley got the field goal. And Waukee takes it 73 yards on one pass play. And we still got 23.9 seconds left to go in this first quarter.
Yeah, that's how quickly it can change. And you just thought, you know, momentum is still with Waukee because they did get the stop. They only gave up the field goal. And now they get the big touchdown to go with it. So the momentum is definitely on their side. And Valley needs to figure out a way to kind of get things back in motion and get a little consistency on the offensive side of the ball.
And, yeah, they got, you know, they go for the field goal, okay, get points on the board, but then we've talked so much about this Valley defense, but they came out and gave up the big play right away, and that, you know, that just puts that much more pressure on your offense.
Well, they've given up more points here in the first quarter than they have all season long to the three teams that they've faced. So Waukee has done a good job of scouting this Valley team and this defense.
The Fugate will let it bounce into the end zone. So we'll still have about 24 seconds left here in the first quarter. And Valley probably wants to get out of this first quarter and onto the second because it has not been a good one for them so far, as they've given up, what was it, 89-yard drive on the first one, and then a one-play 73-yard drive on the second one. And now coming out on offense, trying to get something going here. Fugate has looked like he's got some holes and some openings here, so maybe we'll see if they get settled down and get back to him.
And I think that's what you want to do, just kind of get settled in, go back to what's been successful for you all season long.
Man comes in motion. Lombardi back to pass, looking, rolling, caught. Now he is brought down. Boy, this defense is just all over Bo Lombardi.
They are, and then you have to credit the safeties and the cornerbacks because they're doing a good job of covering up the receivers. They were looking to go long that time, and defense was right there stride for stride.
And that'll be the end of the quarter with Waukee leading 14-3. We'll take a break, come back with the second quarter after this on CISN.TV.
Hi, Ron here, head coach of Westside Auto Pros. When your car's on the injured reserve, you want to get it back in the game as soon as possible. I know that. That's why you need to bring it here to Westside Auto Pros. I have a team of experts that can fix almost every automotive injury. Whether it's a fractured joint, a brake, or if your car just got its bell rung, no problem. We can even do a complete physical on your car to make sure it's game ready for the entire season. So bring your car to Westside Auto Pros and we'll get it back in the starting lineup in no time. Hey, you guys are dogging it back here. Let's move it, move it, move it.
You want to get stronger, faster, healthier. You want more. You want to be part of something bigger than yourself. A place for people of all ages, all walks of life, that provides opportunities for all to succeed. We do that. We're the why. Build more than muscle. Build a stronger community.
Here at Waukee, a fired-up Waukee defense is causing trouble here for Valley. They lead 14-3, Waukee does, over Valley. After the sack, Lombardi goes back, hands off to Fugate up the middle, but they snuff that draw out, and he's going to lose another yard or two.
This defense has been very impressive so far in this ball game for Waukee. They have just been able to clog the middle, cover receivers when they try to pass or go deep, and been all over Lombardi, causing him to get out of the pocket, get those happy feet, maybe throw a little before he wants to.
3rd and 15 at the 15. Big play for Valley here. Lombardi wings it across. It's caught. It's going to be short of the first down. A nice leap there by J.J. Glass. And catch, but that gets him, leaves him still about 6 yards shy of the first down, so they'll bring up a punting situation with Cole Peterson to punt it for Valley.
Antoine Watson deep for the Warriors.
Watson deep, single safety back there. Let's see if they're try to go for this punt, have them back against their own end zone. Let's see if they do here. Well, they're going to drop off now, but they did get a good rush on it. And bounces at the 40, gets a sideways bounce, and a pretty good Waukee bounce there as it bounces and goes sideways.
Well, they did. They had everybody up on the line. They put a pretty good rush on it, and I think that caused him to rush that punt a little bit.
That was a straightaway. After seeing some of this high school and college rugby stuff, Laura, I'm still the traditionalist. Drop back and punt it straight on.
Yeah, I have to agree with you. I think, there's an art to it. You have to work at it. You have to practice it. But I still think it's a great weapon when you just drop back and kick it.
Mitch Randall keeps it after the fake up to about the 45-yard line. He'll pick up 5 on the first down carry.
Haven't seen a whole lot of that tonight, Randall using his legs, and so mixing it up very nicely, trying to keep this defense from Valley guessing.
So 2nd and 5 at the 44. Randall with trips to the left, one receiver right. Sends that receiver in motion, Eaton, and keeps it himself after the fake and gets knocked down hard as he hit that line. And was that
Jacob McCudden has to go off the field.
He hit him so hard he knocked his own helmet
He sure did.
there. So 3rd and 3 for Waukee at the 46. Randall, they're looking over here. They got plenty of time, 11 on the play clock, and now Randall set as Yehweh out wide. He comes in motion. Yehweh fakes the handoff to him, and then it's knocked down. And I think the motion that handed that running back drew the line through there, Laura, and then he got those big linemen in there and couldn't throw it over him.
He got the hands up and got knocked away. So a stop that Valley certainly needed to have at this point.
Ankeny 21-0 over Roosevelt in the first half over there. On another game you can see here on CISN.TV. Also streaming Dowling and Centennial here tonight. And Wash, Walsh to punt, and it's a block! It's blocked! And Valley trying to pick it up, but I think Waukee will get on it, but Valley will have it in great position there. Bracken Cobb with the block.
Got right in there and got the whole thing, knocked it back, and then it was a scramble for the loose ball. Sets up Valley perfectly, and you're right, they wanted to get out of that first quarter and get to the second.
Second quarter, and man, a big defensive play there for Valley now, so they're set up 1st and 10 at the 14 off the block punt.
Well, Waukee had been close several times to blocking a punt, and now Valley comes through with a block punt of their own, which is something that they sorely needed, a little change of momentum and get them going and get them fired up.
Let's see if they go with the power and say those big boys up front, clear a spot for Fugate and give it to him. We'll see what they do here.
Looks like they're spreading the field though a little bit.
Lombardi's coming under center. And they hand it off to the back coming around. And he almost cuts it up. Was that Creighton Mitchell?
And Aaron Smith hit him so hard he lost his helmet, but a good job of wrapping up and keeping him out of the end zone.
So they did. I've got everybody thinking going up the middle, and they do the end around there with Mitchell and pick up good yardage, 9. 2nd and 1. Down at the 6. Mitchell in motion again. Fakes the handoff, gives it to Fugate, this time up the middle. And I think he may have it, the way the linesman is on that line over there. No, they're going to mark it back a little bit. On the far side, he was standing on the line, but now he's back off a little bit. They marked it in the middle, just short there. So it'll be 3rd and 1, just outside the 5-yard line for Valley. Going that I set again. And off Fugate, looking for room, bounces in, now bounces back out, and is pulled down by the defense.
They broke through there right away and stopped him and moved him back another 2 yards. I thought as short as that was, they might go quarterback sneak. And as you know, Lombardi's got that low center of gravity.
Well, that brings up a big play here. 4th and 2 at the 6, and are they going to go field goal unit? Looks like they are. They'll bring out Cole Peterson here. Well, that puts you within 8, a score on a 2-point conversion. Set and the kick, a 24-yarder, is good. So a 24-yard field goal by Peterson with 7:38 to go here in the first half. We'll take a break, come back with more right after this.
Moms typically get to make a majority of the healthcare decisions for their family. That can be a lot of pressure, but not for me, because I know the choice is ours. For medical tests like MRIs, X-rays, CAT scans, and of course mammograms, ask your doctor to refer you to Iowa Radiology. They work around our hectic schedules, they're the best at what they do, and they're so great with my family. They truly care, and it shows. Visit iowaradiology.com or call to schedule an appointment. Iowa Radiology. Our focus is your good health.
Here at Waukee, well, Laura, maybe another another victory for the defense of Waukee. They held them to a field goal there in great field position at the 14, and they held them to just a field goal.
Well, after the blocked punt and they're right down there in scoring position, they keep them out of the end zone, and so you're right, a victory for the defense again.
And Waukee gets the return. They'll take over 1st and 10 at the 26. 7:35 to go. Waukee scored on a 6-yard pass from Randall to Romdahl at 7:21 to go in the first quarter. Valley answered the 29-yard field goal with 46.5 seconds to go. Then it was the 73-yard bomb to Zach Gaines for Waukee that made it 14-3. Then the field goal here made it 14-6, and now Waukee taking over once again, leading by 8. Rolling. Randall looking, now throws across the body and hits his man. Odell at the 44.
With great patience that time by Randall to roll out, waited until Odell got open, and then threads the needle. And Odell did a great job of hanging on to that because he got nailed after he caught it.
He got hammered, but he put it right in there in a good spot. Well, 1st and 10 at the 44. Randall fakes, pitches it to Yehweh. Yehweh up the right side across the 50 into Valley territory. And there's a flag down.
Number 24 on the tackle, penalty.
Urak on the tackle. Look, a block on Waukee. Well, so far the penalties haven't hurt Waukee too much. This is the first big one. They've had a couple motion penalties for 5, but this is 10. And that, especially on first down, you don't want that because that puts you way behind the chains.
Yeah, you don't want that's a lot of ground to have to make up, especially you have the nice play, the nice pass play, and now you're sitting at first and
17. It wasn't a full 10 because
right.
It was from the spot of the foul, but it still adds an extra 7 on there. So 1st and 10 at the 37 for Mitch Randall and the Waukee Warriors. They're in the dark uniforms on the left. He's got Yehweh right on his right hip. Man comes in motion, fakes it to him. Randall keeps it, wends his way up across the 45 to the 46-yard line and picks up about 9 yards of that.
Yeah, got most of that penalty
about
back.
half of it back. Yeah,
yeah.
Penalty, about all the penalty yardage back, so it brings up a 2nd and 8.
Yeah, Randall does such a good job of reading that defense of when to go ahead and let it go and let the running back take it or pull it back out and run himself.
Fakes the inside handoff, rolls to his left, now cut it up, and Brink gets it across there, and there's a flag down late. I think there's going to be holding in the back field there on Waukee. And it is. Cronin on the tackle. But again, the holding way behind the line of scrimmage there.
Well, and they rolled him out, and he was looking for somebody to get open downfield and decided instead to run it as he didn't find anybody open, and that's where the hold came in.
So they'll mark that back from, was it about the 38? Back to the 28. 2nd and 26. So for the first time tonight, Waukee going the wrong way here on offense with penalties hurting them. And up to the 36-yard line. Randall keeps it. It's a little more back.
And you don't want to make any mistakes this deep in your own territory. You don't want to do something silly and turn it right over to Valley. So just try to manage this. Get a first down if you can. It's 3rd and 18, so try to get that. If not, get yourself into a position where you can pin them deep with a good punt.
So Randall and Yehweh, they're looking to the sideline. Play clock goes down to 10 as he comes up into the shotgun. Sends a man in motion, Martinez, across the formation. Fakes it, now keeps it himself, spins through. And again, just a safe play there. We've seen those little ones where he's broken those before, but this time a good reaction by the Valley defense, and that'll bring up 4th and about 15. So a drive stalled this time by penalties. And Valley should get the ball back here. And Waukee's hoping they don't get it back off a block punt like they had happen last time. Alex Walsh will go back.
Well, they had success last time. Why not bring the house again?
And here's a good high kick. Drives him back to the 20. Shelton takes it at the 20, looking for room. Cuts over, gets up across up to about the 28. So about an 8-yard return by Shelton. And it'll be 1st and 10 for Valley. They'll mark it up at the 29, the Waukee 29. So
again, good starting position for the Tigers.
And outside of Fugate, they haven't had a real rhythm to their offense either, have they?
No, they really haven't, and they need to try to find that. Look back in the playbook, see what was successful for them over the last 3 weeks of the season, and where were they able to break Fugate loose, get Lombardi loose to throw some passes and complete some passes.
Lombardi under center, drops back, gives it to the tailback, and he's spun around and dropped. That's Creighton Mitchell back there for Fugate, and he gets dropped right at the line of scrimmage. So second and 10 at the 29.
No gain, 2nd and 10.
Now this Valley offensive line has got to hold their blocks a little bit longer. They're allowing this defensive 4 to get in there and slow down the running game.
Hand off to Ryan New coming across.
Ryan New, number 2 on the carry.
And he gets good yardage there. It'll bring up a manageable third down. Third and about 2, looks like, for the Tigers.
Third down, 2 yards to go for the Tigers.
So 3rd and 2 here for Valley. Under 4 minutes, the clock stopped. As they trail 14-6. Lombardi calling out the play to triple receivers to his left. Drops back, looks at Mitchell cutting in there, just in a little curl in route. Well, that was it was 6, not 9. That was Parker Marshall.
No, I said the Valley offensive line needed to do a better job of blocking up front, and they sure did, because Waukee was bringing the linebackers, and they did a good job of shutting them down, giving Lombardi time to throw.
1st and 10 at the 44 for Valley. Drops back, looking, throws it out in the flat and just off the hands there of Wilcoxon out of the backfield. Brings up a 2nd down.
Yeah, those are tough ones, and I think Wilcoxon got turned around and was trying to just right himself, didn't look the ball all the way into his hands, but he had a lot of running room in front of him.
So they'll bring in another receiver. Trips to the right, one to the left here. 2nd and 10 for Bo Lombardi. Throws it out there, caught. Ryan New. And Eaton on the tackle. So 3rd and 6.
6 yards to go for the Tigers.
Well, made it manageable here for 3rd down, 3rd and 6, and nice route run by New coming across, and Lombardi hit him right in stride.
Lombardi up under center again. Clock rolling. Drops back. Flings it outside. Nice throw. Hits his man New on the run. New cuts it up across inside the 30. Down to the 28-yard line.
But 2 defenders out there for Waukee. And I think with the move that was made, they both were decoyed, and they went inside into the middle of the field.
They were worried he was going to run that post or straight down the field, and he ran outside and just came out open out there, and a nice throw by Lombardi. So he's got the arm to get that throw to the outside. 1st and 10 at the 28 for Valley here. 2:23 to play in the first half. They trail 14-6. Have yet to get in the end zone. They got 2 field goals here tonight. But on the move here, pitch back, stop and go. And good piece of running by Creighton Mitchell. Well, Trey Fugate is out. We don't know if he's injured or what there, but Creighton Mitchell has been in the backfield for him.
Good job by Mitchell. He saw that it was not going to go anywhere if he was trying to get to the outside, so he stops and cuts it right back up the middle to gain yardage.
2nd and 5 at the 23. Lombardi drops, wings it out again on that out route, spinning around, and I think Marshall is going to go up ahead for the first down. Did a good job to keep spinning and fight for the extra yard to get that first.
Yeah, just flaring it out to the sidelines, and he kept his feet and was able to stretch out far enough to be able to get that first down.
1st and 10 at the 18 for Valley. 1:27 and counting here in the first half. They're trying to go in for their first touchdown, try to tie it up here with a touchdown and the 2-point conversion. Inside handoff, looking for room, and the defender's right there to bring him down. Joe Morrison, the free safety, came right up on run support and knocked him down. And there's a loss of about 8. So Valley takes a timeout here. You got 107. You got little time. You got to find a decent player. This Waukee defense has been able to get to the ball pretty well here and sniff everything out, Laura.
You know, how many times have we seen that from the Waukee defense, that Valley is marching, they're getting ready to knock on the door and score, and they've come up with a big play for loss. We've seen that 3 or 4 different times.
So looks like Dowling 7-0 over Centennial at the half. Johnston 28-7 over Muscatine in the second quarter. Indianola 21, Lincoln nothing in the second quarter. East over Southeast Polk over East 22-13 in the second quarter. That East is a good tough ball club. They're had a good battle. What was it, Ankeny last week?
Mm-hmm. I think they're a team, I haven't seen them play, but I think they like to throw the ball a lot, don't they?
Yeah.
They like to get up and down the field, quick pace.
So 2nd and 16 at the 24 for Valley. Here's Bo Lombardi dropping back, looking at that out route again. Not there, pitches it up ahead to Fugate, who goes, and did he lose the ball? Let's see. Everybody dove in there. I don't think he did. No. Okay, they still keep it. Everybody kind of went down like maybe the ball came out, but Fugate got close to a first down there, and Valley's going to use another timeout.
A little improvising by Lombardi. Couldn't find anybody deep. He starts to run, stayed behind the line of scrimmage, a little shovel pass. Able to complete that and get them into a position where they can score right before the half.
And that's a safe thing, too. I mean, people look at that, well, what if he fumbled it? Well, if he fumbled it, it's an incomplete pass because he's throwing it forward, and so that's really not a bad play. But so 43.6 seconds. The clock's starting to work against them a little bit here because the yards are coming tough here. Even if you get a first down, you got, what are they down to? One timeout left.
That was their second.
So the first down will stop the clock, but then you got to get up there quickly and get going. We'll see if maybe they try to go to the end zone here or just go maybe get the first down and then maybe get a couple plays and get up there quickly after that because it's.
Yeah, I think you try to get the first down here and then get up quickly, stop the clock.
So Lombardi out. He's got Fugate in there with him now. Trips to the right, one receiver to the left. And the Waukee crowd trying to make a little noise here. 3rd and 1 at the 9. Lombardi throws it to the end zone, off the hands of the receiver. They went into the end zone. Looking for Parker Marshall in there. So it looks like maybe they'll come out and go for another field goal here.
Well, you don't want to come away empty.
No.
That's for sure right before the half.
You got the field goal kicker that still keeps you one, not a field goal away, but still a touchdown, and you take a lead here. So Valley looking for their 3rd field goal. Here, this one spotted at the 16. It'll be a 26-yarder. And it's good. So it's a 29, a 24, and a 26-yard field goal for Peterson. And that makes it 14-9. Waukee with 37.8 seconds to play here. And the kickoff coming. And
well, the defense has kind of been the story for Waukee of the first half. The way that they have held Valley out of the end zone, held them to 3 field goals. And now they need to get back on track in the second half, because I don't believe that they would, even though they did score in about 10 seconds one time on the long pass play. I think they're probably going to let the clock run out. But they are going to need to come up with some scoring opportunities in the second half if they want to keep Valley at bay.
Yeah, I think it depends, too, on what kind of return, if they get any. If this is, a lot of times you see a squib kick here. Well, they're going to send it toward the sideline. A bouncer picked up, taken outside. I think that's Yeway, 26-yard line. So you got a little bit of room with 32.4 seconds to go. You got a
couple of timeouts.
Experienced mobile quarterback back there. We'll see what they do. Do they play it safe or go for it here?
You know, and here again, I think same situation. If they get a big breakout play here on first down, then they might use one of their timeouts and see what they could do.
Mitch Randall for Waukee. Hands it off. They're going to go straight up the gut. Plowing forward. Yeway.
Well, they're not going to use the timeout, but I think they're just going to let it.
One more play, and I don't even think, no, they're just going to let it run down here and be glad to go into halftime with a 5-point lead here in this first half. Well, that is the end of the first half. Waukee leading Valley 14-9, and the big story has to be that Waukee defense holding Valley out of the end zone so far, Laura.
That's the thing that's been most impressive. They've come up with the big plays right when they need them. Valley has been down in scoring position in the red zone several times, only come up with 3 field goals.
Especially after that they blocked that punt. They got it down there. It was like the 14, and they had all the momentum going, but then Waukee defense stepped up and forced the field goal. And so big defensive stand here for Waukee. That's our halftime score, 14-9 Waukee. We'll take a break, and we'll come back with halftime after this on CISN.TV.
Schottenkirk Chevrolet's Power Price Truck and Crossover event featuring new 18 Silverado Double Cab LTs. Power lease, $259 per month lease. Power price, $32,490. New 18 Silverado Crew Cabs. Power lease, $429 per month lease. Power price, $36,490. Over 170 Traverse, Equinox, and Trax available. With 12 going on 13 years of year-over-year sales records, Schottenkirk knows how to sell Chevys. Schottenkirk Chevy, Waukee. Chevy, find new roads. WaukeeChevy.com.
Here's to everyone who believes in competition and good sportsmanship, who knows it's not about the trophies or the medals, but rather the lessons learned. For those who understand, it's not whether you win or lose, just that you give your best. So go ahead, lace them up, take the field, have fun, and play. For the experience, for the memories, for the love of the game. Shields.
There's no doubt about it. Saving feels great. At Mid-American Energy, we love saving too. Saving the environment by supporting tree planting, which improves air quality. Saving money by investing in wind energy, which keeps rates low. And saving you energy by providing tips to help make your home more energy efficient. Which means you can take those savings and put your energy into having fun. Saving definitely feels great. So does being obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Miss your hometown clothing store? The one that had it all? Everything to get the work done, all in one place? G&L Clothing is your hometown Iowa store. Stop in and see us. Or we're only a click or phone call away. Family owned for nearly a century. G&L Clothing, 1801 Ingersoll. Des Moines.
G&L Clothing, your size, your style, we've got it all.
Welcome back to halftime here on CISN.TV. The Waukee Warriors leading Valley 14-9 at halftime. Dart Danielson with you, and joining me is Abby Schmitz and Terry Nielsen, right? And we're talking cross country running. I like watching it, but I don't like doing it. I'll tell you that right away. But let's talk a little bit about your season and how it's been going.
We have been having a great season. We started competing at the end of August, and every meet we finished in the top of the field, top 2. And we've had a lot of success from our younger runners and a lot of leadership from our older runners. So it's been a great start.
The weather been okay for you guys?
We're just discussing, we've had a run of the gamut. We've had super hot, very rainy, a little mud, but that's actually what cross country is all about.
And how's your season gone so far?
About the same as the girls. We got off to a good start, won our first 2 meets, and then last week we finished second at a very competitive meet in Marshalltown.
Where do you guys train then here? Do you what's your training like?
Yeah, we actually utilize Centennial Park a lot. We like to do a lot of our workouts on the green space since that's what we compete on. But otherwise, we like to just do road, routes around the community. But a lot of times we practice in the park.
About the same thing for us as well. We like to use the town parks as well, and then a lot of the trails around here as well.
So where's the season at as far as where you at, where the state meet is, and let's talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, both of us have a huge meet tomorrow in Pella. It's called the Heartland Classic. We'll have a lot of competitive teams around Central Iowa, and actually all of Iowa and a few out of state. Then we'll compete. Our state meets at the end of October. So we still, for our upper tier of runners, have about a solid month and a little bit more left to train.
And this is another one of those sports where it's individual, but it's team. You want the good individuals, but you're scoring by how many you score, 5, or that you score the top 5, and that's how your score is added up. So it's another one of those sports you have a little bit of both, isn't it?
Yeah, for sure. And that's one thing we talk a lot about with our athletes is trying to get our top 5 as close as possible so we can get a low score as we can.
Then when you're looking at those runners and who's going to be in, who's going to be out, is it based on pure time, or is it, how do you go about setting up that lineup?
Yeah, it really is. That's what's nice about our job. The stopwatch really determines it. When we have 7 race in a varsity race, a lot of times we'll have our 6th and 7th runner. If a JV runner can run a faster time at that particular meet, then the next meet, that particular individual will run varsity. So that helps keep it for the girls something challenging and try to shake it up. Also helps it keep whoever is currently your fastest in the mix.
Same thing for you?
Yeah, and we, in addition to the time, we look at consistency as well across the season and practices. We just want to put our best, most consistent 7 on the line at the big meets.
A lot of that I think is just mental too, because I know that's probably part of my problem. Is it's like, man, that's a long ways, and you can have the stamina, but it's a mental getting over that long ways, and you start out in a big pack, and you got to be used to a few elbows and a few things, and that's a big part of it, isn't it?
Oh, huge. And I think one special thing, maybe why the girls are having such success with themselves, is they are friends also outside of cross country, and so I think instead of competing with each other, they really support each other, and that way when it gets mentally taxing and tough, they have support on the team, which is so nice.
They have some Valley has a nice course. They have some nice courses around here too to run on.
Yeah, they do. And we're really looking forward to going down to Central. They have a nice course on their campus. It's a true cross-country course. We enjoy going over to Marshalltown and Ames as well. True cross-country courses where it's not just like a golf course or a park. So we enjoy running at those places.
And then is the state still up at Fort Dodge?
Yep, Fort Dodge at a golf course there.
Yep. When will that be?
End of October. Yep.
October 27th.
And then that's when you kind of get, who knows, this weather. It could be cool. It could be this warm out too.
Yes. Yeah.
And so how do you adjust for that when it's really hot? I mean, because when you're running, you don't want to drink a lot of water and that, how do you train to adjust the heat and the different conditions?
We are really lucky here in Waukee because I know even in like their PE classes through their weight training, we have, Ellen Davis, a nutritionist that works with us. She also gives great tips, so they're not only hearing it from us, they're hearing it from lots of sources and places on how to hydrate, how to eat right, how to sleep well. We always say it's all the little things that make that state meet awesome because you've done all the little things to reach your goals.
Yeah, and we just, when we have a hard workout planned on the schedule, we don't really change it based on the weather. We just tell our guys, you got to be ready to go on the day, and whatever the weather is, we got to be able to adjust and adapt to it and bring our best no matter what the conditions are.
So who's your main rival here in cross country?
Well, right now with us, we would say it's Johnston. They are a powerhouse, incredible talent. They've won the past couple years, and so the girls, they love the opportunity to have any time to just compete with them and see how close we can get to them.
Yeah, and really all the Central Iowa schools for us, it's really competitive field at the top. So you got Valley's got a good team, Dowling as well, Johnston, and then even Ames and Ankeny and all the surrounding schools in this area. So pretty much any meet we go to, we're going to get a good fight from the other teams.
Yeah, it's kind of that way in this Central Iowa area. No matter what sport it is, everybody's strong, and the good thing about that is if you come out of here, you've had a good test, haven't you?
Yes, absolutely. Very lucky to have such great teams to compete with, and that people value the sport, because we do, and we love it. We want other people to love it.
So, analysis on this first half. You got to be liking the way that's looking, huh?
Yeah, go Waukee! Lots of great things going.
Yeah, for sure. Hopefully we can keep it rolling the second half. Defense looks like they're playing great, so hopefully we can keep it rolling.
I've seen it. Used to work up in Ames and saw a couple of those cross-country college meets and some of the high school. It's fun to see that mass of runners, and you're trying to figure out who's going to come out and all the strategy. So you don't think about too that cross-country could be strategic too if you know the other runner and how far do I hang back, how far do I go, and that's a big part of it too, isn't it?
Yes, it's huge, and I think it depends on the meet too. The field, at our big meet tomorrow, for example, the field will be huge, lots of runners. So we talk about getting out quickly so you're not pushed back in the pack. If there's a quick turn you have to take right away, it's placement, moving so that you don't get pinched down. Yeah, there's a lot more to it than people think.
Well, I appreciate you guys taking a little time to come up here and talk with us about this, and hopefully the score for you guys holds up in the purple here, huh?
That's right. That's awesome.
All right, the cross-country coaches here from Waukee. It is halftime. It's 14-9. Waukee leading Valley. We'll take a break, come back with more halftime after this on CISN.TV.
Building a strong community doesn't happen overnight. It takes a vision for the future, the ability to turn a challenge into a success, and individuals who inspire new generations of growth. Greater Des Moines has done a lot of growing over the years, and so have we. At Brick Gentry Law, your success is something that we create together. Thank you for making us a part of your community. Thank you for 50 years.
Why do I look for the seal? It's about trust. Whether I'm buying a car, hiring a contractor, finding a tax preparer, or an honest mechanic, the Better Business Bureau seal means this business meets high standards. When I see the seal, I know I'll get what I pay for. No more taking chances and no more worries. And I feel good about supporting local businesses. My life is so much easier knowing I can always trust BBB accredited businesses. It pays to look for the seal. See for yourself at bbb.org/Iowa.
We are back here at halftime. Dar Danielson, Laura Leonard. And it is 14-9, Waukee over Valley. And you got to look at some of the halftime stats here, Laura.
Well, it's kind of what we've been talking about as far as defense and the way the offense for Waukee has been going. They have 159 yards, passing yards, 77 for Valley, rushing yards, Valley 97, Waukee 58. Both teams have 7 first downs. As far as total yards, Waukee really not dominating, but they are definitely leading this first half as far as total yards. 217 total yards, Valley 174. Valley with only 1 turnover. And time of possession, interesting, 13:22 for Valley, 9:38 for Waukee, but Waukee leads in the scoring column. So
yeah, and some of that was they had the big 73-yard touchdown pass that came within a matter of couple seconds there, one play, and big yardage and a big quick score there after Valley had scored on the field goal. Then they threw the 73-yard touchdown pass, so a big strike right away. And Valley's tried to establish that running game and work it up the field. It's just been an issue when they get, as you talked about it, inside the red zone, then they've seemed to bog down a little bit.
Yeah, they just inside the red zone, they aren't getting the blocking up front. That Waukee defense is pushing and really getting in behind the line and tackling for losses. Fugate, 12 rushes, 88 yards. He started off the ball game with a couple of good runs, but since that point, Waukee's defense has really keyed in on him and slowed him down.
And Waukee had a few more penalties, but I think a couple of those, like the holding penalty, really killed Valley in the one point there when they trying to get back in this. Their penalties come a little more inopportune times. It seemed like on the one run, the hold there, and it set them back, and I think they ended up punting on that one. So even though it's 4 penalties to 2, it seemed like they came at a little worse time for Valley.
Yeah, and the timing on the penalties is the most crucial part of it, because if you're driving and then you have a penalty slow you down, you just can't ever seem to regain that momentum that you had, and I think that's exactly what happened with some of those with some of those penalties.
Yeah, and the turnovers, there was the one interception by Waukee, but that didn't end up being, they didn't get points out of that, did they? I don't think they ended up.
I don't believe so.
No, and then there was the block punt by Valley, but they only turned that into 3 points instead of 2. They had it first and 10 at the 14 and ended up getting a field goal out of it. So, again, a good defensive effort here by Waukee. We'll run down that scoring in the 7:21 to go in the first quarter. The 6-yard pass from Randall to Ramdahl, and the PAT was good, made it 7-0. Then with 46 and a half seconds to go, a field goal by Peterson, 29-yarder, made it 7-3, Waukee over Valley. Then that big pass coming just a short time later with 23.9 seconds to go. Zach Gaines caught the pass out on the right side, broke up the right side, had one man to beat, and he beat him. Got through the tackle, and the big strike there made it 14-3. Then 2 more field goals in the second quarter were the only scoring, a 24 and a 26-yarder by Peterson for Valley, made it 14-9. So on Valley's side of it, they haven't got it in the end zone, but they're only 5 points away here, so they're still not too far out of it, Lori, even though offensively they haven't got it in the end zone.
Well, and I think as long as they keep marching the ball down the field 3 points at a time, if you keep holding your opponent to no points and you just keep kicking field goals, they're going to eventually end up winning this ball game. That's why I said Waukee at the end of the half, they need to have some strategy coming out in the second half to be able to put some more points on the board. I mean, they struck early and they struck often, but they really didn't do anything in that second quarter.
Yeah, the first drive was a pretty good sustained drive. That was like, I think, 89 yards, and they moved it down. Then the big strike. And the big strike can be good, you score, but it also gets that defense right back out there in a hurry, doesn't it?
Right, and that's, in a warm night like tonight, you want to make sure that the defense is proportionally on the field with the offense. You don't want them out there too long, and they will get tired, and then that Valley offense can run right through them.
So Gary Swenson, he's been through this a lot. So what's he telling them here then at half as they get ready to come out in the second half?
Well, I think that they need to get that good balance again, setting up the pass with the run. They've got to be able to get the running game going. They really haven't been able to get anything consistent in the running game. And once they do that, then I think that will allow Lombardi to be able to step back and find some open receivers. But the defense for Waukee is really doing a good job of staying stride for stride when they're trying to go deep with those receivers. They're staying right there, and that's causing problems for Lombardi.
And they're getting some pressure on him at times, and they need to too. And I think for Waukee, it's like play like you're in the lead. Keep going out, and don't worry about something. Don't look back. Somebody might be catching on you. Be catching, as Satchel Paige said.
Right.
You got to come out and play hard just like you did in that first half.
Yeah, and they do, and they need to. And they get the ball to start here in the third quarter. So an opportunity for them to, use some clock, methodically work their way down the field and see if they can put some points, whether it's a field goal or whether it's a touchdown on the board.
Okay, we're here at halftime, and band's off the field. Players will be out warming up here in just a minute, and we're going to take another break, and we'll do that. We'll come back with the rest of the halftime and ready to start the second half here on CISN.TV.
Hi, Ron here, head coach of Westside Auto Pros. When your car's on the injured reserve, you want to get it back in the game as soon as possible. I know that. That's why you need to bring it here to Westside Auto Pros. I have a team of experts that can fix almost every automotive injury. Whether it's a fractured joint, a brake, or if your car just got its bell rung, no problem. We can even do a complete physical on your car to make sure it's game ready for the entire season. So bring your car to Westside Auto Pros and we'll get it back in the starting lineup in no time. Hey, you guys are dogging it back here. Let's move it, move it, move it.
You want to get stronger, faster, healthier. You want more. You want to be part of something bigger than yourself. A place for people of all ages, all walks of life, that provides opportunities for all to succeed. We do that. We're the why. Build more than muscle. Build a stronger community.
We're here at halftime as you see the Tigers coming back out of the locker room. Well, after tonight, Laura, we get into district play, and for Waukee, they're in District 6 with Des Moines East, Indianola, Johnson, Mason City, and Ottumwa. And coming into tonight, East was 2-1, and Johnston 2-1. And I think those are the two teams they're probably looking at there. Indianola 3-0. I don't know if I saw a score with them tonight.
They were ahead, I think.
They were ahead.
Yep.
So, this is filling out to be a pretty good district here.
Right.
So it's going to be interesting because the top team in the district will get the bid, and then your RPI or what you did outside in those other games, all your games will be added up. For Valley here, where are we at with that district for Valley?
I can't remember where I looked at it this afternoon. And
here we go. Yeah. They're in with Ames, Council Bluffs, Abe Lincoln, Council Bluffs, TJ, Des Moines North, Urbandale, also in that district. And coming in, Valley was, of course, undefeated. And each of the other teams, there's just Ames, Council Bluffs, Thomas Jefferson, and Urbandale with a win. So you don't know how that shakes out early on, but that district right now, coming out of this, they'll go into that district play next week.
Right, and that looks like Valley has the upper hand in that district, as far as overall wins and how that will account for the RPI. But, you got some teams in there, depending on once they get into district play, how it will all shake out.
But then it goes, you get one upset in there and the team finishes out in the district, and then one loss could win it for you. You never know, how it works out in that district play. So the team's out warming up, clock winded down here. Valley did defer to start the game, so they will get the kickoff to open the second half here, and it's going to be interesting, we talked about, to see how they come out and attack Valley here to start the second half. And we talked about it's been kind of Randall, his decisions in running and passing, and he's made some good ones here. And then, of course, Sam Odell, that 6'3" target out there, has been a good one for him to find.
Yeah, he's done a great job of running his routes and great hands, made some fantastic catches. And I think it all comes back to Randall. You're right. I mean, reading what the defense is giving him, and are they going to run? Are they going to pass? They have that option to be able to do that out of this offense.
The clock winding down, and you see the teams warming up there as we get ready. It feels like we've got a little more breeze up here. The flags don't look like they're fluttering that much, but up higher we're getting
a little
it was a
warm.
little warm up here when we started the game with that sun at our backs there, but a little bit nicer now up here in the press boxes. We get ready to bring you the second half of this game. And
throw out a couple of more stats for you here as far as leading rushers for both teams. We mentioned Fugate, 12 rushes, 88 yards. Randall, 7 for 41 yards. Passing, Lombardi, 8 of 13 for 77 yards and the 1 interception. Randall is 6 of 8 for 159 yards and a couple of TDs. And then the leading receiver, New for Valley, 2 for 28 yards and Gaines, 1 for 73. And the touchdown.
And we're going to put a little more time on the clock to warm them up. And I thank Jim Dewey, always a good host here. at Waukee and got us our halftime guests, the two cross-country coaches there. And interesting, they're talking about how they've had a little deal with a little warm weather, cooler weather, a little bit of everything here so far in the cross-country season, and that's kind of been that way for every sport, I think.
Yeah, you get a little rain, you get a little heat, and I always thought that the long-distance runners like to run in a little bit cooler weather, and that's what you get as you're supposed to get when you get to this time of year.
October,
into October.
We're talking about that, the state meet coming into October, and you never know. It could be warmer or it could be cooler at that time, and a lot of times it is. But and this is good weather for football, too. You got the pads on there, and it's a little cool, and you like it just a little cool, too, so you don't get too heated up. But we're just about ready to get things back underway here.
Yeah, Valley's standing on the sidelines. They're all done, warmed up, and Waukee's still going through their routines to get loose.
And Valley would like to come out and get a stop right away, I imagine, and get the ball back and try to get down and get in the end zone and take the lead as they trail by 5 here. Just getting field goals.
Well, if the defense keeps getting stops and they keep getting field goals.
And then we'll wonder, too, because it's been the MO of Valley to wear teams down. This kind of Dowling's thing, too, is to wear you down coming at you the whole game. And we'll see how that front line of Waukee down there defensively. They've done pretty well so far here tonight.
Valley ready to go, eager as they're lined up and wanting to kick this ball off. They want to go out and hit somebody.
Now they won't get a penalty here, will they? Like in that Iowa State game where they get the penalty because they didn't kick it off. So I didn't. That was the new rule. I didn't know that rule had changed either, where you had to be out there and be ready to go. But anyway, Antoine Watson, one of them back deep to receive. And Sam Yeway and Aaron Smith back there for Waukee. Here's the kick. Coming over to Yeway at the 6. Up to the 15. Scoots around, trying to get back to the 20, backs over the 20. And that's what he'll take it. Waukee 1st and 10 at the 20.
Good kickoff, kind of start him off, pin him up against the sidelines, and made him come back to the middle where most of the defenders were coming down the middle of the field.
You got Mitch Randall, your quarterback. And he fumbles the snap, has to pick it up, turn, and lobs it out there. Oh, and almost picked off. He had Yeway in the flat. He was trying to go out to Zach Eaton, and that was one where he may have been better just to throw it in the ground in front of him.
John Shaner right there. He was seeing that unfold right in front of his eyes, and he was trying to jump that route, and he almost did it.
If he able to bring that in, it might have been a 6 the other way. So 2nd and 10 at the 20. Not exactly the way Waukee wanted to start. Yeway in there with Randall. Keeps it himself. Randall busts across the 30, 40, 50. It's a foot race now. 40, 30, 25, 20, knockdown. Randall, there's the speed and the moves we talked about. All the way down to the 14-yard line. 66-yard run by Randall. And it's 1st and 10 at the 14.
Everybody went for the fake, and that left the middle wide open for Randall, and he went right up the gut.
Well, he recovered quickly from that fumbled snap, didn't he?
Sure did.
That first play. Here's a handoff, inside handoff over the right side. It's Eaton on the carry. Gets a couple. And probably giving Randall time to catch his breath there. 66-yard run. That one, pick up a 4. We'll call it 2nd and 6 at the 10 for Waukee. Zach Eaton, one of those guys that does a little bit of everything. He can line up in the backfield. He can line up that slot. He plays defense. Now Yehweh back there with Randall. Waukee.
Boy, taking a lot of time. And they have to call a timeout.
Yeah, that got to be aggravating as they take the timeout there. And got down there, just not sure. I don't know if it was personnel or what. They looked to the sideline and kind of get that play, and something just wasn't right in the communication.
Yeah, and I don't know if it was in the communication or they couldn't decide what they wanted to do, and if once they did they have the right personnel on the field? So better off taking the timeout than taking the 5 yards.
So 2nd and 6 here at the 10. And get down to about the 4 for a first down. And here again, the big play given up by the Valley defense to start the second half, kind of like they did in the first half.
Yeah, right up the middle, too, and that hole opened up wide, and that allowed Randall to go right through. So good job of faking that handoff, getting the defense to go that way, and Randall able to bust through the middle.
So here's Randall again. Yehweh, they're still looking over there to the sideline. They've got Martinez there in the slot on the right. Man comes in motion across the formation. Randall fakes, looks to the end zone, throws at a touchdown! Zach Eaton.
Well, you just mentioned him. He's the do-everything player. Can put him in the backfield, can line him up wide. They got him in behind John Shaner, kind of let him go, and they threw right over the top in the corner of the end zone for the touchdown.
So a 10-yard touchdown pass, the 3rd touchdown pass of the game for Randall. Jaden with the extra. No, they're going to.
Now they set up the formation. Yeah, it's to the left, and they snapped it sideways, and Valley was ready for it.
I guess they figured with that 20, that would have made it 22-19, 22-9 made it a 13-point game. Now it's an 11. Would have been, I don't know. I guess they have a card or something that tells, I was never good at math, so I don't know. But so point after, no good. And that makes it 20-9. So big plays here. Randall with his feet in the arm. He's got 3 touchdown passes. And they had him for 5 coming in, but I don't know if all those stats were complete that they had
for Waukee.
For Waukee.
I don't think they were complete. In looking at them, I think they were behind. I think they'd only had 2 games in there.
Yeah. But anyway, there's 3 tonight, so. And Waukee will kick off, and this Valley team's got to be stunned just a little bit here.
Well, Waukee started off the 3rd quarter the way they started off their first possession. I mean, they drove it right down the field, got a big play, able to stuff it into the end zone.
Well, Jaden will kick it off. Boots it along the ground, and it's just taken right there. Drops down. And Blake Underwood goes to his knees, and they get 1st and 10 at the 34, so good field position to start out on that squib kick. Maybe didn't want to give Fugate a chance to get run loose with it up there. So we'll see how Valley responds here on their first drive, now down by 11. And Bo Lombardi brings them out. An I formation again. Hand off. Fugate right up the middle.
And that's what they need to do, establish that. Fugate sidesteps the defender, able to pick up an extra 2 or 3 yards.
Yeah, if they just grind it out, go down and score, they get a score, but it keeps the ball out of the hands of that Waukee offense too and gives their defense a little rest. 2nd and 7 at the 37 here for Lombardi. Drops back looking under pressure, throws it out to Fugate. Fugate looking for some room, cuts it up, but it's going to get trapped behind the line of scrimmage. So Looked like maybe a little bit of a screen there, but Waukee read it pretty well.
Yep, lost a few yards on that one, and they were able to swarm to the ball, and that's what this defense has done all evening long.
Nick Barretto, the linebacker, sniffed that out. So it's 3rd and 8 at the 36 for Valley. Key 3rd down there for them. Lombardi trips to the right. Drops back. Wings it out there. Oh, and through the hands of Parker Marshall.
Just kind of threw it behind Marshall. He was wide open, and he had to try to adjust to catch that, and it went off the fingertips.
It would have been a good catch to make the adjustment. Also put a little heat on it, trying to get it out there, but so Antoine Watson will drop back to take the punt from Cole Peterson. Punt is away. Going to drop at the 39 and roll, and he's going to let it roll down. So good Valley roll all the way down to about the 17. 1st and 10 at the 17. Well, Waukee went 80 yards on their first possession, and the offense is back out there after yet another 3. And that was 3 and out, wasn't it, on the stop?
Yeah, I believe it was.
And that'll bring Mitch Randall back out with the offense. Yehweh in there with him. Slot man is Cole Romdahl. Gives it to Yehweh. This time Yehweh muscles ahead for a couple before he's brought down.
Well, they were ready for him that time.
Logan Krausman, well, the first one's in there. Pickup of a yard. 2nd and 9. It's on the receiver in motion, handoff. Eaton, he cuts it up, gets a few yards, and is tackled. Pick up call it 2. Carson Shelton on the tackle. So brings up a 3rd and 5 at the 23.
And a lot of options now at 3rd and 5. Run, pass.
Randall fakes it to Yesway, swings it out there and ripped down. Romdahl. Bracken Cobb, the linebacker, saw that and dropped him for a 2-yard loss. Makes it 4th and 7.
Boy, he sniffed that out and laid a hit on him.
Romdahl came out on that swing out, and it was on the first touchdown pass he caught, but that time they saw that coming. So here's the punt by Alex Walsh. If he gets this one off, and he does, this one's going to bounce, or going to go out of bounds. And not a real great punt. Goes out at the 42-yard line. So Valley will take over with some good field position here.
They're slowly shifting the field. I mean, they're pushing Waukee back. They're getting better starting position here with their second possession. So they're gaining yards without even really having to do anything, just by flipping the field, holding them defensively, and making Waukee punt.
Here comes Bo Lombardi again. That offense, Jake Remsburg, Mason Ayers, Zach Shaner, Carter Lawrence, and Logan Mueller. The big guys up front on the line. Trips left. Hand off to Mitchell. He breaks through. 30, 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown.
Right off the right side, hole opens up, and he's gone down the sideline. Good blocking on the offensive line, and that's the break that the Tigers were looking for.
So Creighton Mitchell takes it and gets outside and is gone. And shifting the field, they shifted it all the way over there, and they get on the board. And
now, see, they
now
might go for 2.
Yeah, now they're trying to decide. Because they go for 2, then you're within a field goal here after Waukee went for 2 and didn't make it. That's why sometimes I think it depends on where you're at in the game. Do you chase those points?
Yeah.
And I don't know. Some coaches have a set formula when they want to go, when they don't. And
well, it took a little mathematics for me to figure out why Waukee went for the 2. But if you get to 22, there was in 9, and if you score a touchdown, 17 or 16. And then you have the opportunity, 6 more would have given you 22.
22, yeah.
And so that's, I mean, they're thinking 2 field goals, or they're thinking a touchdown and a missed extra point. That's why they wanted to be at 22. Now this way, with Valley scoring, if they go for 2, they're just going to be within a field goal, and that's what they're going to do, go for 2.
So they'll go for 2 here. Lombardi. Fugate behind him. Send the slot in motion. Gives it to Fugate right up the middle. Driving. Is he going to get pushed across? No, just short. The Waukee defense stiffens up. Looked like they had the surge going, Laura. But the Waukee defense just held them out.
That looked like an old rugby scrum. Everybody was piled in there. The pile was moving. And you just had to wait to see who was going to be stronger. And Waukee was able to hold Valley out, snuff out the 2-point conversion.
Let's take a break. We'll do that. Come back with a kickoff after this.
Moms typically get to make a majority of the healthcare decisions for their family. That can be a lot of pressure, but not for me, because I know the choice is ours. For medical tests like MRIs, X-rays, CAT scans, and of course mammograms, ask your doctor to refer you to Iowa Radiology. They work around our hectic schedules. They're the best at what they do, and they're so great with my family. They truly care, and it shows. Visit iowaradiology.com or call to schedule an appointment. Iowa Radiology. Our focus is your good health.
Back here at Waukee, we got a score in that other game. 7-7 Dowling and Centennial as the ball taken at the 10 by Waukee. Over the left side, looking for room, squirts through, gets a few more yards, and up to about the 27-yard line. And now a 5-point lead for Waukee. We'll see how they respond here. The Valley defense came up with a big stop that last series. And Mitch Randall will bring them back out.
First and 10 Warriors from the Waukee 26.
First and 10 at the 26, 7:12 to play in the third quarter. Waukee leading by 5. Randall all alone back there. And he takes it himself over the right side, finds hole, cuts it back outside, 35, 40, 45, 50 down the sideline, knocked out of bounds around the 39-yard line.
Carson Shelton came all the way across the field to knock him out, but
man, that was just a catch and run, wasn't it?
That was. They saw something. They emptied the backfield. Everybody up on the line blocking, and Randall took it, was able to turn the corner and get a big gain out of it.
First and 10 at the 41. 33-yard pickup for Randall. He fakes it this time. Now he pulls it down over the left side, cuts it back inside, across the 30, and he goes down. This time scoots down wisely there. Didn't want to take the big hit. But another first down by Randall.
Yeah, you have to understand when is it worth it to get that extra yard, or when is it worth it to sit down or slide? And he made the right decision.
Well, a 15-yard pickup there by Randall. First and 10 at the 26. Now gives it to Yehweh. Yehweh scoots under the lineman and gets a few yards for maybe there. And it looks like Randall's breathing a little heavy there,
Yeah,
Laura.
well, you can't blame him. I mean, he's sprinted a couple of times down the field. You wanted to give him a rest, and they did, and they were able to get about 40 yards out of that.
A 33 and a 15-yard run by Randall. Now 6-yard run by Yehweh. Looking to the end zone. Odell, touchdown! Touchdown pass number 4 for Randall. Set him up with the feet and then go to the pass.
They faked the handoff, and Randall had a ton of time. Odell ran the route, goes right into the middle of the end zone, and he hits him in stride. So a huge answer for Waukee.
Yeah, just went down the field, started headed toward the post, and nobody stayed with it. So now let's see what they do this time. They set up wide again. Will they come over and kick it? It's a 11-point advantage right now. It looks like they're going to kick the point and make it 12. Snap, kick, good. It makes it 21-15. Well, Waukee answers here. And that was all Mr. Randall, that one.
That was, especially that first play was, you get a defense coming back out on the field that's all fired up after their offense just scored. And then you have the quarterback run for 60-some yards, first play out of the chute, and that just kind of breaks you down, wears you down a little bit. And so even after the score that they give up, they come right back and march down the field. And what was it, 4 or 5 plays?
Yeah, about 5 plays, and they get the touchdown. And let's see, started that at 7:12 and ended it at 6:03, so a little more in a minute, or a little less than a minute.
Yeah.
Somewhere on that, yeah.
Well, the good thing is they scored right away. Bad thing is they're going to have to put their defense right back out there.
Right back out there, yeah. And Valley seemed to get a little momentum off that score, but maybe they've taken it back here. We'll see as Jaden gets ready to kick it off again. And this is a bouncer picked up at the 9, up across the 20, 25, cuts through there, and is taken down. Ryan New up to the 26.
Last couple of times that Valley has had the ball, they seemed a little bit more comfortable on offense. They seemed like they were running their offense the way that we have seen them run it in the past. And so you have to believe with this Waukee defense going right back out there, not a whole lot of time to rest, and Valley with just kind of settling in offensively, using the arm of Lombardi and the legs of Fugate, that they might be able to march right down the field.
Well, that's where they come out again, and Fugate and Lombardi in there. Nate Wilcoxon is that slot back, dropping straight back to pass. Looking now, Lombardi will run up the middle. He's got some room there. Slips a tackle, slips another one, and drags a tackler with him up to the 43. Aaron Smith hung on for dear life, and he drug him about 4 yards.
Looks downfield, doesn't see anything, pulls it down. Goes right back up the middle and gets a nice gain for the Tigers.
1st and 10 at the 43 for Valley. 5:37 to play. They trail by 12 now after the touchdown. Well, offset eye now. Lombardi trips as he comes out of there, gets to the Fugate. He's trying to get outside and is hammered down before he can turn the corner out there. Zach Eaton, who else? The strong safety comes up and stops him, heads him off at the pass before he could get around that corner. 2nd and 10 at the 43. Lombardi, shotgun this time. Drops back, looks to his left, lobs it out to the left. Smith goes up, tips it to a defender. His other defender intercepted. That's Eaton. Eaton across the field. He's got room, gets a block. He could go. 20, 15, pulled down. Whoa, boy. Smith, I think, tipped it to Eaton, and he returned it across the field, and a big turnover there. What was that, about the 30 where they knocked that down?
Yeah, it was right around the 30, 35-yard line. An old tip drill. Tip it to a teammate, and Eaton did a great job of setting everybody else up. The defenders or the blockers got out in front of him, and he was able to cut it back across the field. And then I'm telling you what, Ryan New showed his speed as he hustled and caught him from behind.
1st and 10 at the 15 of Valley for Waukee, right back now in the red zone after the pickoff and the return. Hand off to Yehweh. Yehweh cuts it in and is pulled down about the 11. Underwood, one of them in there on the tackle for Valley. Here's Randall once again. Yehweh to his right side. Gives it to Yehweh. Yehweh breaks one tackle and is dropped for a loss. C.J. Jackson on the tackle. Brings up 3rd and 8. At the 13, this would be big if they can hold them out of the end zone here.
Yeah, that only give up 3 points, and that would be a big stop for Valley.
Randall keeps it, runs it up the middle, and gets stopped. Gets back to about the line of scrimmage. Good coverage by the secondary there. They had everybody covered as Randall dropped back. And let's see what they do. 4th and 7.
Looks like they're going to go for it. Underwood and Shaner were there to stop Randall.
Now Randall comes off, and he is holding it, just leaning over a little bit. He's got to be gassed after a couple big runs the last one, and now here.
He got stuck pretty good there at the line of scrimmage that last play.
Jaden, I have him for no field goals attempted here. Here's the snap. Kick is blocked. And that'll go back over to Valley.
I think Roy Jensen broke through the line and laid out and was able to block that field goal.
So the Valley defense shuts them off, and they can't turn the turnover into any points. Well, this turned into a pretty good ball game, Laura.
It sure has.
Back and forth here. Now let's see if Bo Lombardi can rally them.
It's kind of been a game of big plays by both teams.
So far, field position right now favoring Waukee. Hand off to the deep back, and he's submarined underneath. There by Trey Hardy. Pick up a 4, 2nd and 6. The 25. For Lombardi. Hands it off. Fugate puts his head down, plows ahead. Or excuse me, that's Creighton Mitchell in for Fugate. 3rd and 3. At the 28. They take Wilcoxon out, bring another wide receiver in. They'll go trips to the right. Lombardi. Wings it past both receivers. A little miscommunication there. He had Fugate out there and J.J. Glass, and threw it in between them. I don't know if somebody ran a wrong route or.
Yeah, it seemed like it was a timing pattern that they just needed to get those 3 yards to get the first
down.
down.
To the sticks and across,
yeah.
and both the receivers kept going downfield, and he threw it right about the sticks, so there must have been a miss route there somehow. And Antoine Watson back deep to hit the punt of Cole Peterson, although punting has been a little interesting tonight. This one is a high one. Watson lets it bounce at the 36, now takes it on the hop and gets dropped immediately. And a little extra piling on there, but no flag, so Waukee will take it back. 1st and 10 at the 25, and we're still in the third quarter, aren't we?
We are.
Man, it seems like this has been a long third quarter. A lot of action back and forth. In 2 scores by each team. Two missed points after. Here's a snap right to Randall. He's going to take it himself and gets dropped.
Yeah, no running room to be found for Randall that time. Last time they ran it, no empty backfield and just Randall back there. He went for over 60 yards.
Yeah, took it right over the right side, turned it up, and you cannot let him get, of course, if you give him a whole inside too, either way, you just can't let him get past that first line and open free because he's going to run by that secondary. This time, well, fakes it to Yehweh. Looks deep, goes across Odell, and good defensive play out there by Roy Jensen.
Well, it was a jump ball between Odell and Jensen, and they both went up for it. Jensen did a good job of tapping it away. It was up in the air. Thought Odell might be able, or one of them might have been able to get in underneath it.
Well, you had Jensen 5'9" going up against Odell 6'3", so he did a good job of getting good position on that pass. 3rd and 8 now at the 27 for Waukee. Randall rolls, throws it up. Is it complete or low? Incomplete. It was low. That would have been a first down to Eaton out there, but
now it's tough to roll out to your left and have to turn and try to throw with the right hand and get a good, solid throw.
Yeah, it's a hard one because you got to roll and turn, get the hips, boom. And that'll bring Alex Walsh back on, and this should end up in a little better field position for Valley. New and Carson Shelton back deep at their own 40 to take the punt. It's a low one, bounces, and it's going to roll, a Waukee roll inside the 30, now down to the 25, or it is downed. Let's see, 42, that'd be a 58-yard punt. A lot of roll on it, but
doesn't matter. It's,
yeah.
And that kind of goes back to what you were talking about, that soccer-style kick or the drop-back kick. That was kind of the same result you would get with one of those soccer-style kicks with that run and that end-over-end, getting that roll that you would hope for to pin them deep.
Lombardi back out, 1st and 10 at the 25. Throws it down the middle and can't quite come up with it. Is Jack Johnson. And a little more on that, he's gone.
Yeah, just off the fingertips. It was one-on-one deep, and Lombardi laid it right out there and just off the fingertips.
Kind of like that call, though. They've been going on first down, handed it off, plowed ahead, and here kind of maybe threw him for a little loop.
Yeah.
Was going deep on that and almost caught him napping there, but good coverage again. And here's Lombardi. This time he'll go back in the shotgun. Mitchell comes across, hands it to Creighton Mitchell. He turns the corner, gets knocked out of bounds to stop the clock with 19.7 to go in this third quarter. I don't know when the third quarter started, but it's been a long one.
Yeah, it seems like it has been. But there sure has been a lot of action.
A lot of action, yeah. 3rd and 4 at the 31 for Valley. So a big third down for them here. Got the fourth quarter to go, but they'd like to keep this drive alive as they trail by 12. Lombardi trips to the left in the shotgun. Hands off to Fugate. He slips through, breaks another tackle, and just about broke it even farther, but he's tripped up after getting the first down up to the 42-yard line. And we're still in the third quarter as the first down stops the clock, but they'll wind it here, and I think that'll be it.
Fugate is so tough. When he gets hit, he just stays upright. He just keeps running through tackles.
Well, they're going to get another play off, I think. They are. And off to Fugate. He's trying to get outside, slips it out there. Boy, he's got to put a little fear into that Waukee sideline when he starts heading out to the edge there. Well, that's the end of the third quarter. Waukee hanging on to a 12-point lead, 27-15. Back with the final quarter after this on CISN.TV.
The other guys, they think they know what special means. At Godfather's Pizza, we do special, and we do it better. We add the T. There's a Godfather specialty pizza with your name on it. Classic combo, all meat combo, hot stuff, taco, yeah, even veggie and more. All of them piled high with the best toppings and 100% real cheese. Treat yourself special. Order specialty pizzas from Godfather's Pizza.
We might not always know what the day will bring, but some things are certain. The sun will rise and your lights will go on. That's because at MidAmerican Energy, we're obsessively, relentlessly committed to providing you energy when and where you need it, to connecting with you and keeping our communities safe and strong. Because the most important thing we put our energy into is you. We're obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
We will go to the fourth quarter. Valley Tigers trailing here. 27-15, they'll have the ball. 2nd and 4 on the 48-yard line. So far, Waukee, the number 8 team, has held off number 1 here at home. Here's Bo Lombardi. Looks outside, now throws it deep up the left side, and receiver catches it. Nice play. Comes down hard. And this new went up high to get that and came down hard on his back. Might have knocked the air out of him, Laura.
Actually, it looks like they're working on his leg. I don't know if he cramped.
Well, maybe that was it.
It looks like they're stretching him out, and I think he went up so high and extended so hard that he might have cramped in those legs, and that looks exactly what they're doing, trying to rub those cramps out, stretch him out.
And while we're waiting here, we'll give you an update on a score. Centennial (14-7), I think, over Dowling.
First and 10 Tigers.
First and 10 Valley. At the 26. There's a handoff, Fugate, and he's tripped up.
Trey Fugate, number 7 on the carry. Joe Morrison on the tackle.
Bring up 2nd and 6 at the 22.
Gain of 4, 2nd and 6.
Since Johnson Mitchell out wide, along with J.J. Glass, and now Valley. Well, their injury timeout. I thought Valley was to take a timeout, but they. Must have been, was it a Waukee player?
I don't know. I
didn't
sure
see
didn't
anybody
see.
come out, but.
2nd and 6 for Valley, Milwaukee 22.
Yeah, it's 14-7 Centennial with 1:52 to go. So on the verge of a couple of upsets here tonight. Lombardi takes a high snap, fakes it to Fugate, throws it out there, and knocked out of bounds. It's going to be short of the first down. Hit Mitchell.
Zach Eaton made the tackle, number 18.
Who else? Zach Eaton on the tackle.
Nicholas Moreno assistant.
He threw off his his blocker, was able to shed the blocker, and then able to go one-on-one.
Well, they did get the 1st and 10 on that. I thought he was short, but 1st and 10 at the 15. For Valley, as they try to get the personnel in there. They bring J.J. Glass to the right side. Lombardi to Fugate. Fugate is hit immediately and ridden down.
Cale Thorson is. He's the one that changed his
59.
jersey.
He was 92. Now he's 59. Yeah. He's been messing us up all night.
Threw us for a loop in the first half.
He got in there quick. And I think we're seeing a little bit of this heat and stuff and this hard play taking their toll a little bit here, Laura, with a little cramping and such on both sides. So the ball, this has been a good hard-hitting back-and-forth affair. And is that Fugate? Yeah, he's back up. They had him out of the ball game a little earlier, gave him a rest, and Creighton Mitchell was in there. So Fugate will go off.
It looks like cramps that a lot of these players, and you're starting the fourth quarter, and you've been out there a long time. You try to make that extra effort, and those muscles just cramp up on you.
It's been we talked cross-country coaches about the off and on. It's been weird for football players, too, and just your training. You know, some days it's cooler, and then it's been warm, and just really trying to find that happy medium. But here come the Tigers now, 10:50 to play, clock rolling. They trail 27-15. Send trips to the left for Lombardi. Single back with him in the backfield. Drops back. Looking for that crossing route in there, and he's thrown down. I think that's Thorson again.
I think they were looking for the slant, and it was covered up, and so
they slanted the inside guy in, and the two guys went out, but they were well covered. I think Thorson will probably stick with 59 and forget about 92. He's played pretty well with the 59 jersey on there tonight. So they drop him back. They lose 8 on that. 3rd and 19 at the 24. This has been an issue getting down inside the red zone tonight for Valley. Laura is turning that into points.
Yeah, they've really struggled, and the Waukee defense really has stepped up, arched their backs, and not allowed them to get in.
Lombardi has time, throws across, and it's dropped by the tight end.
Colby Christensen wide open, throwing a little behind him, but he should have reeled that in and went right off the hands.
Yep. Well, 4th and 18. You kick another field goal and you're a 9-point game. You still got a little time left. If you get the touchdown, extra point, I think you're going to go for it here.
You can still get the first down too. So
4th and 18 at the 24. Lob to the end zone, knocked away. Zach Eaton came across and knocked it down.
I think he was just kind of playing out there center field rover type of defense, and he was shading it towards that side of the field. Saw it and came in and knocked that ball away.
And it came in. It wasn't going for that fade. He could have thrown a little bit deeper to that back pylon probably on the pass to get it over the defender maybe.
Yeah, it was online. They were trying to hit him right in the corner, and Zach Eaton right there to knock that ball away.
Selma bringing out Mitch Randall now. Waukee leading 27-15, 9:40 to play. We'll see if they run it a little bit here to run up some clock, keep it in the hands of Randall. Yehweh in the backfield with him. Lets the clock run down to 4 before he takes a snap. Gives it to Yehweh. Yehweh picking his way up through the 31.
Well, and as long as you can pick up 4, 5, 6 yards on first down, I think you're going to continue to see Waukee run the ball and churn that clock a little bit if they can.
Well, pickup of 6. 2nd and 4 at the 30. For Waukee. Randall lets the play clock run down again to about 3-2. He snaps it and gives it to Yehweh right up the middle, and he'll get stopped at the line of scrimmage. and just milking the time off the clock. So we'll see here. Go run pass option maybe.
Right, and I think they'll keep it in Randall's hands too.
With him back there, that's a good run pass option because
Yeah.
he can pull it down himself or look for the pass.
Well, and if you're Valley, you know that that's probably what they're going to do. So you have to zero in on him. But Waukee has kind of fooled us all night long.
Twin receivers to each side. Wings it out there and hard and diving in off the hands of the receiver out there, Odell. And the Valley defender almost dove in and got an interception off the turf, but
That could have been huge. That went right off the hands of Odell. And it was a bullet from Randall.
as it is, it does stop the clock with 8:17 to play. So Tiger defense holds. Valley will get the ball back. Here, Carson Shelton back to receive. And Ryan New.
And you figure that's a safe enough route that, you know, you catch it, you stay in bounds, you stop, the clock doesn't stop. But now advantage Valley because that clock did stop.
And caught on the run at the 34 and up ahead to the 45. So good field position. Good job of fielding that punt. You let it bounce, and we've seen that roll take a lot of extra yardage.
Yeah. So they came up, both the receivers came back up.
14-7, they read the final score here. Ankeny Centennial over Dowling Catholic, and the crowd kind of cheers about that. So, well, so far, held true to form. The only two teams to beat Dowling have been Centennial and Valley. But they've done that, and Dowling's going on to win 5 titles. So,
yeah.
The story on that's yet to be told on how it ends up at the end of the season as we head into district play next week. Bo Lombardi brings them out with 8:08 to play, trailing. Wings it out to the left side, has his man there, and a good catch, Jack Johnson. And that's a first down pickup. 1st and 10 up to the inside Waukee to the 45.
They started with good field position, so they want to try to score as quickly and efficiently as possible.
Dropping back, Lombardi looking, wings it out to the left side, and knocked out of bounds over there is Creighton Mitchell.
A little dink and dunk, try to pick up some yardage, short passes, safe passes,
Get
march
out of
down
bounds,
the field.
stop the clock. Picks up 7, 2nd and 3 at the 38.
Gain of 7, 2nd and 3.
Comes Lombardi again. Dropping back, looking to his left, now to the right. Now he'll run. Gets the first down. He's heading for out of bounds. Good play there. Gets it up to the 30, picks up 5, stops the clock.
Now they're running the routes and the pass plays to the sidelines, get out of bounds, save some clock. And Lombardi does a smart thing, doesn't find a receiver, gets through all of the defense, finds some running room, and then gets out of bounds.
And it's kind of pulling those defenders to the side, too, and that's where he had that running lane there as they're staying with the receivers. Here's the snap to Lombardi. Outside to the left again.
Lombardi's pass is complete to Jack Johnson, number
Jack
8.
Johnson. And they're just working it down the field, a 10-yard pickup.
I said, needed to be efficient, and they are being very efficient with this drive.
Not using very much clock at all. Started with 8:08 here, and down to 7:45. Clock stopped now as they got out of bounds. Lombardi drops, throws it out in the flat again, and this time he'll fall down. That's Wilcoxon. And that'll keep the clock going, which is what Waukee wants to see.
Right, and looks like Valley might hurry up a little bit. Not a true hurry-up offense, but maybe a little bit more sense of urgency.
Down to the 18. They need to get to the 11 for a first down. Lombardi looks left, rolls left, still looking left. Receiver goes to the end zone, throws it over and wide, and throws it away. Probably a smart move, double coverage over there.
Offensive line did a good job of keeping that front four for Waukee at bay. And Lombardi able to roll out, but nowhere to go with it, but throw it out of bounds.
So 3rd and 8 at the 18. Valley really would like to get out of here with a touchdown and not another field goal, because then that means you got to get 2 scores. A little blitz, and he picked it up and just got in there enough on Lombardi.
I think it was Trey Hardy that shot the gap and
linebacker
came on the blitz.
So it'll be 4th and 8 at the 18. Well, they get to about the 11-yard line, they can get a first down. We'll see if they go to the end zone or go for the first down. Lombardi drops, throws it in, behind the receiver, and it's knocked down. He had Jack Johnson in there. He came back in good coverage and just pinballed around, and they turn it over on downs.
Again, just right off the hands of the receiver and not able to haul it in. It would have been a first down, and the Waukee defense again steps up big when Valley's knocking on the door.
So Waukee will take over 1st and 10 at the 18. Final, Ankeny wins 42-0 over Roosevelt. Handoff to Yehweh. Yehweh breaks through up to the 30, 35. Spins around out of the tackle to the 40, 41. Yehweh running hard.
And protecting the ball the entire time. They were trying to strip the ball, and he covered it up. And what a job of spinning out of the one tackle, able to get a few extra yards out of that run.
So 1st and 10 at the 41. That Valley defense got to be a little tired too. I think everybody's a little tired, except for Waukee. When you're leading, you get a little more adrenaline. Now Yehweh again, and this time he's manhandled back. In there by 99 Alex Wiggins, the 6'3", 215-pound junior defensive end. And Shelton came in and helped finish it off.
Gain of 1, 2nd and 9.
Or excuse me, that was Jacob McCudden. Wrong 99. I looked at the Waukee 99. Sorry about that, Jacob. Well, here's Randall. 2nd and 9 at the 42. Keeps it himself. Tried to get outside, but it's pulled down, gets a yard, and the clock keeps running.
Well, and that's exactly what Waukee wants to do. Keep the clock running, safe plays. Want to hand off or let Randall run it on his own. If they don't get that first down here, go ahead and punt it away. Try to get them deep in their own territory and make them march a long way to.
Yeah, they're at a spot here where they're a good punt. Could pin them back deep. Randall with Yehweh in the backfield, double slots. Hands it off to Yehweh. He's right up the middle, pokes his head in there, crosses the 45, up to the 46. And they'll keep the clock rolling.
Tackle led by C.J. Stillman, number 52. 4th down Warriors.
4th and 5 at the 46. And they're staying on the field, but I think they're going to let that clock run down quite a bit here. There's not going to try it here and risk turning it over in their own side, I wouldn't think.
Now call that timeout with about 1 second left on the play clock and then put the punt team out there.
And that's what they'll do. So 4:49 to play. Waukee will punt, leading 27-15. We'll take a quick break. Be back with more after this on CISN.TV.
Hi, I'm Chris from Fireplace Superstore. September and October are the best times of year to sit outside, and we still have a great selection of 2018 merchandise, like this OWLE Deep Seating Group, Or maybe you'd prefer wicker, like this North Cape group. And fire pits. There's nothing better than sitting out on the deck in the fall with a nice fire going. But get here soon, because the sold tags are coming out quick and you don't want to be too late. For great deals on great furniture, come to Fireplace Superstore.
Well, we're here, 4:49 to play in the ball game. Waukee scored first on a 6-yard touchdown pass, made it 7-0. Valley got a field goal, made it 7-3. Waukee right back with a 73-yard touchdown pass, made it 14-3. 2 field goals by Valley made it 14-9, but then another pass, a 10-yard pass, made it 20-9. Creighton Mitchell, a 42-yard run, made it 20-15, and then Odell caught the touchdown pass that made it 27-15. And there's the punt, bounces, a good bounce, it goes out of bounds, but pins it back deep. And they took, they got that with about 7 minutes to go, so they took a minute or so off the clock on that drive. But now with 4:43 to go, that means, Laura, you got to be pretty, can't waste a lot of time if you're Valley getting up there, getting plays going.
All right, you've got to be in the hurry-up offense, and you got to get some big chunks of yards with each play. We got a penalty here on the punt.
And they're talking to the Waukee side there, so
I'm wondering,
they're also over the Valley, so I don't know
if they want them to punt it again or they would decline it. Looks like they might be punting again.
You might gain a little bit of yardage there.
Yeah, because that ball went out at the 19-yard line.
Illegal procedure.
Illegal procedure against Waukee. On the punt.
So they'll make them punt it again. They blocked one tonight.
They were close this last time. They
blocked one, headed to 14, but only ended up with a field goal on that one. And well, now they're coming back up to the line of scrimmage and going to walk it off. 5 yards.
5-yard penalty. Still 4th down.
And with the clock stopped, you don't lose that much time. You maybe get a chance to
Walsh is in punt formation again.
either block it or get a run back here. A little better field position. As Walsh is back and take the punt. Low snap, hard rush, but he gets it off again. Caught, bobbled, picked up, and then knocked out of bounds. And maybe a late push there. That was Carson Shelton. And what exactly happened?
Well, it was bobbled, and then as he was tiptoeing the sidelines,
got pushed out.
I think that's Thorson, Cale Thorson. See 59, not 92?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's the one that was trying to wrap him up.
Oh,
he was out of bounds.
He did draw the penalty.
He hit him late, yep.
So that's a big penalty there, 15. Moves it up to the 46.
Now this one you think you're going to get them in not terribly deep in their own field, but you want them to have as many yards to go as possible with this penalty. Puts them at a good opportunity to score right away.
Lombardi drops back, throws it on the inside move and dropped immediately, but first down. And yeah, they'd gotten that first punt was down to the 19, so that gave them an extra, 26 yards.
Yeah, what a great tackle by Eaton.
Oh. There's a guy that's going to have to sit in the ice tub tonight, Zach Eaton, after he's been all over the field here tonight. Bo Lombardi trips left, hand off Fugate. Works his way through the middle, almost breaks through that last tackler. Gets close to the first down. I think he got it, and that'll stop the clock.
And that was actually Creighton Mitchell.
Oh, that was Mitchell. Okay.
They've been alternating
back and forth,
and we got another player down, I think, cramping up.
So Creighton Mitchell gets the first down carry. 4:10 to go. You get a quick score here, that makes things really interesting.
And do you go with the onside kick, or do you kick it deep and then let your defense do the work?
Johnson was the injured player for Valley. Good to see him up.
Oh.
First and 10 Tigers from the Waukee 31.
First and 10 from the 31 of Waukee. Lombardi looks, now throws down the middle. And caught by Wilcoxon. Little slot up back there.
Yep.
Catches it. Lombardi's had a little more time here, looks like, on this drive, as maybe a little more prevent played by Waukee. First and 10 at the 17. Lobs it out there. Wilcoxon again, and this time he's brought down inbounds. And that'll keep the clock rolling, so Valley's going to have to get up to the line quickly here. Trey Hardy on the tackle. Second and 6 at the 13 for Valley. Lombardi looking to the right. Receiver's cross, hits the out man, and he's knocked down. And I thought he slid down and was in bounds. The official gives him the out of bounds, because when you come down in high school and touch, you should be down. But they stopped the clock.
Yep.
It'll be first and goal at the 5.
You could hear it from the Waukee sidelines.
There's Lombardi. 2 receivers left, slot back on the right. Hand off to Mitchell. Mitchell hops over, one tackler driving, and he's pulled back. Almost looked like he hopped the tackler and was going to drive through the end zone, but they finally stopped him.
It's just amazing how he keeps his legs driving, got those knees high, and was trying to keep the pile moving, and finally Waukee got over there with reinforcements.
Second goal at the 3. Lombardi up under center. Hands it off, diving in. Is he in? No, he stopped short at the 1. Third down and 1.
Got to hurry if you're
Third
Valley.
down and goal, yep. 2:33 and counting. Lombardi under center, a high formation. Lombardi will take it himself and plows into the end zone. Touchdown, Valley.
And they're trying to get personnel changed out for Waukee, and Valley got lined up. Lombardi, the big quarterback, goes in right over the top.
And with 2:25 to go, it's a 21-27 game here. And here you just go for one, because it doesn't matter either way. You're going to have a touchdown, right? Yeah.
Yeah, correct.
Unless you don't have time really to kick 2 field goals probably. And there's the kick, is up and good. Makes it 27-22. 2:25 to go. Whoa.
I know.
Let's take a break. We'll come back with the kickoff after this.
Every month or so, there's another story in the media about when and how often we need to get our mammograms. Kind of confusing. When this happens, I like to consult with experts. So I called Iowa Radiology. They recommend women get an annual mammogram starting at age 40. They know that it's the best way to detect cancers early and save lives. And that's good enough for me. Visit iowaradiology.com or call to schedule your mammogram. Iowa Radiology, our focus is your good health.
Well, here we go. 2:25 to play. 27-22. Waukee leading Valley here in the ball game. Valley just scored. 1-yard Bo Lombardi sneak. And I almost bet the rent check this is going to be an onside kick here, Laura.
Well, they just moved it off of the X on the 40-yard lines, move it over to a position where they feel that they can get this thing. I wonder if they're going to kick it high or they're going to bounce it along the ground.
Bouncer, and it's caught. Did it go 10 yards? Yes, it did.
The official's right there.
He said it did.
And the Waukee players didn't come up.
Yeah,
to
they didn't
pursue
come
that
up.
ball.
It just went.
And that
Valley
ball
gets it.
came right up, and it was
Yeah.
exactly a dribbler around the ground on the ground and popped up right at the last minute, and Valley recovers it.
Whoa. So Valley, now they're talking it over. And here comes.
That was Carson Shelton on the onside kick recovery for the Tigers.
And there's a discussion going on right there about what happened.
And there's a flag now as
Yeah.
well. I'm sure unsportsmanlike on the Waukee sidelines.
Well, kind of dribbled through there. I lost track of it, but he came up and got on it, and it went to 10 yards.
Yeah, it was Carson Shelton came right up to him.
Well, it's a sideline warning, I think. So there won't be a penalty. That would have been big if you attack 15 yards on to that. So just a warning. So here we go. 1st and 10 at the 49. 2:25 to go. Valley down by 5. Does the Waukee defense have one more stop in them? They got that safety playing back deep, Eaton.
Oh, and Valley was so good the last time they had the ball with the passing game. You got to figure they're going to go to that. Looks like they may blitz.
Yeah, they
Waukee's.
might blitz. They didn't do a lot of that last time. Here they do into the middle, and there's a flag down, and that could be holding there. If it is, that'll be tough one on Valley. Let's see what they call. Or did Waukee jump? No, holding. That's a big one there. Only ran 5 seconds off, but it'll be a 10-yard penalty and move the ball back into Valley's side of the field, back at the 42.
I think Valley thought that they might catch Waukee thinking pass.
And then bust it through.
And they,
but
they were able to stay at home.
Waukee was, I just said, blitzing a little bit. They didn't do a lot of that on that last. They played more prevent. And so now it's 1st and 19 at the 42 with 2:20 to play. Lombardi back, looking, throws. It's almost caught, but Sam Yeway defending there.
That was behind Jack Johnson.
Jack Johnson.
A lot of pressure on Lombardi, and he went down. He got hit just as he threw.
So that front line getting a little more pressure than what they have been. And Alex Lindquist coming into the game for Alex Wiggins. Defensively there. 2nd and 19 at the 42 of Valley. Trailing here. 2:14 to play. Lombardi throws it quick. And is it caught or not? Looks like you said they caught it.
Well, they're saying he caught it, but Waukee's saying it was intercepted.
Marshall caught it, they're saying now. 3rd and 13 at the 48. Lombardi back. Sidesteps the pressure, throws it out. It's caught. Can he get the first down? Oh, he does. There's a flag down, though. I think there's a block as Mitchell caught it. But I think there was a block downfield in the back, maybe, which would bring it back and it wouldn't be a first down.
Well, Lombardi did a good job of just getting out of the pressure and off that ball over the middle, able to pick up that first down to try to keep that drive alive, but the penalty is probably going to move it back.
As it is up 3 yards beyond where he needed to get for the first down. Almost 4 yards. So now they're talking it over. And
Waukee defense is clapping, and Valley offense moving back.
Holding. So the second holding penalty on this drive. Of course, the big thing there is running the clock down, too,
Right.
along with the field position. So that brings up 3rd and 13. Or excuse me, no, that'll be. Yeah, it will be, because he got beyond the first down, but it brings it back to 3rd down again. Nullifies the pickup.
Well, you essentially have 2 downs to get the first down. You have.
Yeah.
So you want to get this to where.
Well, it's back to the 40. It was 3rd and 13 at the 40, and now it's 3rd and 13 at the 49. So they only picked up 1 yard, even though they would have had enough for the first down, but you throw on the penalty. And it's 1:34 to play here. Waukee crowd trying to cheer on this defense to get one more stop. And now they're talking it over again as to where to mark that ball.
Well, they want to make sure that they get it just
right.
right. I mean, you don't want to cheat somebody out of a couple extra yards, because that means difference between a first down and not.
Of course, the Waukee staff right there helping them.
Of course they
Which
are.
the Valley staff would be on the other side if it was right there too. So talking this over. So 1:34 to play, 3rd and 13 at the 48. Looks like Valley has 2 timeouts left. And now
they're
just going to go over and talk to.
They moved it forward. They moved it back.
Now they're moving it back again.
Even further.
So it must not have been a spot foul then. It must have been. Okay, so that makes it set a 3rd and 13, 3rd and 25 from the 36. Okay, I'm confused, but.
Well, I think
So it must have been from
the spot. It had to have been.
Well, it had to have been from the line of scrimmage then, because the flag was thrown up here. So the holding. Okay, we don't have a referee to go to in the studio, so we'll just go it here. Lombardi lobs it out, caught, spinning around and dropped. Short, well short of the first down, up to the 45. So this could be one play here to decide the ball game. 4th down, Valley will take a timeout and talk it over. Let's take a quick break. We'll be back with the final 118 after this on CISN.TV.
Hi, I'm Chris from Fireplace Superstore. September and October are the best times of year to sit outside, and we still have a great selection of 2018 merchandise, like this OWLE Deep Seating group. Or maybe you'd prefer wicker, like this North Cape group. And fire pits. There's nothing better than sitting out on the deck in the fall with a nice fire going. But get here soon, because the sold tags are coming out quick and you don't want to be too late. For great deals on great furniture, come to Fireplace Superstore.
We're here at Waukee, 1:18 to play. Waukee leading 27-22 over Valley. Valley will have a 4th down and 16 at their own 45-yard line. You got to think the play here, Laura, is to get the first down, because if you get it, you still have plenty of time to, you can't go to the end zone. That forces Waukee to come up a little bit. Waukee can't get anything behind them. They've been playing a very deep safety, but could be one play here, decide the ball game.
I think you definitely have to think first down. You're not going to go home run ball with this one. I think you want to try to extend the game and get that first down. So whatever your best 4th and 16-yard play is, better pull it out of the playbook right now.
Waukee crowd on their feet, 1:20 to play, 4th down. 16 at the 45 for Valley. They trail by 5. Have to get a first down and then get to the end zone. Pressure on Lombardi. Across the middle, Mitchell has it, first down.
Mitchell just runs right down the seam.
Yep, straight down and down to the 35.
Now we got somebody down again.
I think that was Mitchell who went down after catching it. So it'll be 1st and 10 at the 35.
That's exactly what we talked about. Get the first down. Don't go for the touchdown. You still have a lot of time and one timeout. So try to pick that up, and they just ran it right down the middle of the field, and Mitchell was wide open, and Lombardi hits him right in stride.
Well, we've already had Centennial upsetting Dowling here tonight, and Waukee trying to upset Valley here, and if that happens, Bettendorf, depending on how that Bettendorf-Cedar Falls game went, one of those teams could end up on top of 4A when the smoke clears here tonight. As number 5 Centennial beating number 4 Dowling Catholic, and number 8 Waukee here leading number 1 Valley, but there's still 74 seconds on the clock and 35 yards to go for the Tigers to take the lead. Touchdown puts them up by 1. They roll the clock. Lombardi rolling under pressure. Taken down, sacked on the blitz.
And they're not going to take their time out. The defense brought some heat, and they were going to roll Lombardi out. They were right there in his face, didn't even give him a chance to set up.
That was Lindquist on the blitz. Under a minute to play now. 2nd and 15 at the 40. Lombardi rolling under pressure again. Throws it out to the sideline, and he gets out of bounds with the catch. It's J.J. Glass. And he gets back about the sack yardage, a little more.
And that looked like they wanted, is the same exact play that they were going to run when they got the sack. They wanted to roll him out, get to the sideline, stop the clock.
3rd and 9 at the 34 of Waukee. 39.6 seconds to play. Valley trailing by 5. Lombardi, 2 to the left, 1 receiver to the right. Takes the snap. Throws it across the middle through the hands there of Parker Marshall.
Now you have a chance to.
That doesn't hurt you, though. It's 4.
No.
Although it's
3rd.
4th down.
Oh, it is 4th.
It is 4th down,
4th.
I guess so. 4th and 9 at the 34. Last time they made up, 4th and
16.
6.
So same thing here, get the first down.
Switch personnel a little bit there. Bring in the tight end. Trips left. Lombardi drops back. Pressure. Throws. Caught. First down. Jack Johnston catches it.
He's made some big catches here tonight.
1st and 10 at the 22. 30 seconds, clock rolling. Lombardi clocks it and stops the clock with 27.9 to play. 2nd and 20. 2nd and 10 at the 22. Of course, right now, well, they got 1 timeout left, so.
2nd and 10 for the Tigers from the Waukee 22.
Here we go, Lombardi. Drops back, looks left, hits and then knocked away Good defense there. I think Yehweh was in on the defense. Jack Johnson, intended receiver. I think Aaron Smith was defending,
yeah,
not
I think it was
Yehweh. Yeah,
Aaron Smith, and then there's a penalty, I guess, on the play. I don't see the flag down.
I don't either.
Thought I heard them say.
PA announcer said a penalty.
Oh, there I see it down there by about 13, 14-yard line.
Oh, so I wonder if that was interference then, maybe. Holding on the defense, so it was maybe holding the receiver. Well, that's going to make it a first and
10 from the 13.
10 at the 13. For Waukee, 23.4 seconds to go. Lombardi. Now, timeout Waukee. They want to talk it over. They've got one left. We'll take a break. Come back with more after this on CISN.TV.
Why do I look for the seal? It's about trust. Whether I'm buying a car, hiring a contractor, finding a tax preparer, or an honest mechanic, the Better Business Bureau seal means this business meets high standards. When I see the seal, I know I'll get what I pay for. No more taking chances and no more worries. And I feel good about supporting local businesses. My life is so much easier knowing I can always trust BBB accredited businesses. It pays to look for the seal. See for yourself at bbb.org/Iowa.
23.4 seconds to play. First and 10 at the 12 for Valley. They need to score. They trail by 5 to win this ball game. Penalty got the ball down there. The first and 10 at the 12. They'll come out with 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Looks like Wilcox in there, slot right. Single back there with Lombardi. There's the snap. Lombardi looking, wings it out to the side and knocks Mitchell out. He got out of bounds. They were looking to get him around the edge. He caught it, but
Aaron Smith right there and upset with himself a little bit. Couldn't pull him down in bounds.
Second and 8 at the 10. 18.3, so they still got plenty of time here. 1 timeout left for Valley. Looking to the sideline to get the play. Here we go. Same formation. Lombardi rolling, throws in the end zone. Touchdown! Touchdown Valley! Johnson catches it, got through the middle there. Defender almost knocked it down, but with 14 seconds to play, Valley scores.
It just went right through his hands, and Johnson ran right to the post. And Lombardi throws a dart to get Valley into the end zone. They had to play from behind the entire game and finally take the lead here with 14 seconds left in this ball game.
They're up 28-27. How big would that 2-point conversion have been? Of course, Valley missed one too, but and now Valley's going to try to decide here. Do they go for 2? Because a field goal, you got 14 seconds. You'd have to have a good return.
And neither team has any timeouts.
No. Everybody's out of timeouts. 14 ticks on the clock, but Lombardi to Johnson, 10 yards to put them up for the first time in the ball game with 14 seconds to go. Whew, man. Well, I think they're going to come out and go for 2.
Yep, that's what it looks like. Lombardi's in there.
On the off chance that maybe a field goal might have a chance of beating you. Lombardi up under center. Hands off to Mitchell. He plows in there. They're trying to push him across. And he's not going to make it.
Yeah, they handed off to Mitchell, and Lombardi kind of rolled out and then came back in to try to push the pile.
Through.
Yeah.
So 28-27. Valley, all the scoring here in the fourth quarter, a 1-yard run by Lombardi with 2:25 to play and now 14 seconds to play. The pass to Johnston, 10 yards. And now you just kind of squib it, don't you?
Yeah, you definitely squib it down.
You don't want
there.
anything where you can fair catch it and give them at least one play to throw it deep. I have seen some Hail Marys here out of Waukee in the past, but I think they'd squib it. And if you're Waukee, if you can get down on it quickly and stop it, at least give yourself a little time here to maybe throw it deep.
Well, we saw Waukee score in one play, 73 yards in the first quarter. So,
Yep.
I mean, they have it within them.
Have that strike ability.
So you got to make sure that you get down on this ball if they squib it.
Well, everything worked for Valley. They got the onside kick and turned that into the go-ahead score. Let's see what Peterson does here. He's going to squib it down. And they're going to pick it up, run with it. Onyewe almost breaks it outside. That'll stop the clock. They'll have 8.8 seconds to go here.
Tackle for Valley by Jake Keller, number 43. First and 10 Warriors.
And the ball at the 28-yard line.
From the Waukee 28.
So
Well, they ran that sideline pattern the last time they scored in one play. I don't know if they will go to that, but they've got to get something deep, and they've got to get it quick.
Randall drops back, looking, rolling. Throws it, caught, the 40, 45, 50. And he's tackled at the 50, and the clock will run out, and Valley pulls one out in the final seconds and downs Waukee.
I thought for a minute that they were going to look to go with the hook and lateral, but he didn't have anybody to lateral.
Yeah, there was
to.
nobody there. I think he got so far upfield on that there was just nobody to go to. And whoa, what a ball game!
It was certainly a game where Waukee came out and really, had this game won up until the last 14 seconds, and that defense did such a great job. And down the stretch, I think they got tired a little bit. Valley's offense started to get into rhythm. They started hitting those short pass plays.
And then the one big play they needed, the onside kick, they got that to get the ball back and score.
And that was huge. That was a difference in the ball game.
Let's take a break. We'll come back and wrap up the scoring and wrap up this ball game. Valley takes one in the final seconds, 28-27 over Waukee here on CISN.TV.
Schottenkirk Chevrolet's Power Price Truck and Crossover event featuring new 18 Silverado Double Cab LTs. Power lease, $259 per month lease. Power price, $32,490. Okay. New 18 Silverado Crew Cabs. Power lease, $429 per month lease. Power price, $36,490. Over 170 Traverse, Equinox, and Trax available. With 12 going on 13 years of year-over-year sales records, Schottenkirk knows how to sell Chevys. Schottenkirk Chevy, Waukee. Chevy, find new roads. WaukeeChevy.com.
Here's to everyone who believes in competition and good sportsmanship, who knows it's not about the trophies or the medals, but rather the lessons learned. For those who understand, it's not whether you win or lose, just that you give your best. So go ahead, lace them up, take the field, have fun, and play. For the experience, for the memories, for the love of the game, Shields.
We might not always know what the day will bring, but some things are certain. The sun will rise, and your lights will go on. That's because at MidAmerican Energy, we're obsessively, relentlessly committed to providing you energy when and where you need it, to connecting with you, and keeping our communities safe and strong. Because the most important thing we put our energy into is you. We're obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Miss your hometown clothing store? The one that had it all? Everything to get the work done, all in one place? G&L Clothing is your hometown Iowa store. Stop in and see us. Or we're only a click or phone call away. Family owned for nearly a century. G&L Clothing. 1801 Ingersoll, Des Moines.
G&L Clothing. Your size, your style, we've got it all.
back here at Waukee. Well, what do they call it? An instant classic.
It was. It certainly was.
Here tonight is Valley scores with 14 seconds to play to take a 1-point lead, and the first lead of the night for them, and they beat Johnston 28-21, and a heartbreaker here for Johnston in this one.
Yeah, it really was. I'm going to tell you, that's probably the best defense that Waukee has played the entire season, and they just, every time there was a challenge, they stood up until that last series. They just couldn't hold them out of the end zone, but they did it on numerous times throughout the game tonight.
Let's talk about that, how it went here. In the first quarter, 7:21 to play, a 6-yard pass from Randall to Romdahl, and that made it 7-0 with the extra point. Waukee. Valley came back. They shut them down with 46.5 seconds to play. A Peterson field goal from 29 yards out made it 7-3. Then it was a quick strike, 73-yard one play about 23 seconds later to Zach Gaines, and Waukee's back up on the board. The PAT made it 14-3. Then we got Moss flying in here, but then it was Valley with a 24-yard field goal by Peterson, and that made it 14-6. That came in the second quarter, 7:38 to play. Only other scoring in the second quarter was another 26-yard field goal by Peterson, made it 14-9. Then it was a pass to Eaton, a 10-yard pass, Waukee to Eaton, made it 20-9. They went for two, and it was no good on the 2-point conversion there, made it 20-9. Then Creighton Mitchell broke free with 7:18 to play in the third for a 42-yard run. They went for two. It was no good, so we got a 20-15 score. Then with 6:03 to go, Odell on the pass from Randall, 21 yards. The PAT was good. It was 27-15, and that was all the scoring out of Waukee. There was 6:03 to go in the third quarter. Valley got, with 2:25 to play, a 1-yard run by Bo Lombardi, and that made it 27-22. As did they go for two? No, they went for the PAT there. No. Yeah, they did. PAT, that made it 27-22. They did the onside kick and got the onside kick. It went 11 yards. They got on it and then drove it down and scored with 14 seconds to play. A 10-yard pass to Johnston from Lombardi, and that made it 28-27. They tried the 2-point conversion. It failed. There was one last pass by Waukee. They got it up to the 50. Tackling, clock ran out, and Waukee loses a heartbreaker.
It was a heartbreaker because they played so well. Their defense was very good here tonight. Their offense was really good as well, and Valley just never wavered. I mean, they just were steady, settled for some field goals along the way, but they needed points at the time. They took those points, waited their time, able to finally stick it in the end zone and come out on top.
All right, well, we'll take a final break here, come back and wrap it up after this on CISN.TV.
Why do I look for the seal? It's about trust. Whether I'm buying a car, hiring a contractor, finding a tax preparer, or an honest mechanic, the Better Business Bureau seal means this business meets high standards. When I see the seal, I know I'll get what I pay for. No more taking chances and no more worries. And I feel good about supporting local businesses. My life is so much easier knowing I can always trust BBB accredited businesses. It pays to look for the seal. See for yourself at bbb.org/Iowa.
Hi, Ron here, head coach of Westside Auto Pros. When your car's on the injured reserve, you want to get it back in the game as soon as possible. I know that. That's why you need to bring it here to Westside Auto Pros. I have a team of experts that can fix almost every automotive injury. Whether it's a fractured joint, a brake, or if your car just got its bell rung, no problem. We can even do a complete physical on your car to make sure it's game ready for the entire season. So bring your car to Westside Auto Pros and we'll get it back in the starting lineup in no time. Hey, you guys are dogging it back here. Let's move it, move it, move it.
Building a strong community doesn't happen overnight. It takes a vision for the future, the ability to turn a challenge into a success, and individuals who inspire new generations of growth. Greater Des Moines has done a lot of growing over the years, and so have we. At Brick Gentry Law, your success is something that we create together. Thank you for making us a part of your community. Thank you for 50 years.
Moms typically get to make a majority of the healthcare decisions for their family. That can be a lot of pressure, but not for me, because I know the choice is ours. For medical tests like MRIs, X-rays, CAT scans, and of course mammograms, ask your doctor to refer you to Iowa Radiology. They work around our hectic schedules, they're the best at what they do, and they're so great with my family. They truly care, and it shows. Visit iowaradiology.com or call to schedule an appointment. Iowa Radiology. Our focus is your good health.
Back here at the press box at Waukee, the final once again, Valley steals one in the final seconds, 28-27 over Waukee. That's the end of what has been a wild pre-district schedule, Laura, and a tough one for both these teams, but probably hardened them both up for the district run now.
Yeah, once they get into district play, they'll have had some tough games behind them, and to learn from, they'll go back and look at game film. They'll figure some things out, what they need to do for the upcoming games and how they can position themselves to get into the playoffs, because that's what it's all about right now when you get into district play.
So both these teams will start out district play on the road. Waukee goes to Mason City on Friday. And let's see, Valley will go to Council Bluffs, Thomas Jefferson. So both have some good long bus rides. Waukee might be a little longer, a little more to think about after the loss. Valley goes out feeling good at 4-0. Waukee at 2-2. But, man, a hard-fought game for Waukee tonight.
It really was, and I think Valley knows they dodged a bullet. I mean, they came up against a good Waukee team that was ready to play, had a great game plan. They got their offense going, and is something that they needed to do. It's gotten better each and every game over the course of the season, but this Valley team, just both offensively and defensively, never wavered. They never panicked, and they just stayed within the game and kept kicking the field goals until they could break it loose to score some touchdowns.
All right, well, we appreciate a great job by Connor tonight on the camera and on the controls, and we appreciate you watching us this great ball game here tonight on CISN.TV. Check our website to see where we're at next week. That's going to wrap it up for Laura Leonard. I'm Dart Danielson on CISN.TV.
There's no doubt about it. Saving feels great. At Mid-American Energy, we love saving too. Saving the environment by supporting tree planting, which improves air quality. Saving money by investing in wind energy, which keeps rates low. And saving you energy by providing tips to help make your home more energy efficient. Which means you can take those savings and put your energy into having fun. Saving definitely feels great. So does being obsessively relentless.